for Big Boy Morgaine. More of a player vote than a character vote for the first one, because people cannot imagine the amount of time Kaz spent working on his kingdom proposal, especially considering the last time he did something like this, a GM shit over his ideas. Another response was 1,000% vote for Morgaine. No amount of RP compares to developing an entire political structure. Praise be. And I also got a late vote that says, fuck, I meant to vote for Morgaine too. My bad. From a mystery person, but I'm sure they have a very good reason. And another one just came in. Vote for Kaz! All big capital letters. So, overwhelmingly, vote for Morgaine. I think people are feeling that. The other one that I got a lot of was people saying that Galad's scene was a spectacle of joy. The amount of preparation it took, and I quote, was as good as anything Steele's ever done. JK Dads. So, I guess after a couple of votes for Galadriel, that actually puts him at his 8, which means Galad gets another card. Or should I say, JK? Ugh.
I feel gypped. I should have gotten a card last game.
Should have.
Almost.
It's gonna be a long session, so I just want to fucking dive right into it, if that's okay. Because it has been a few weeks since the Constitution of Conduct was
Did you start
released.
this stream,
Yeah.
Josh? Oh, okay.
Fantastic. Phrases like pillars and tournament run appointments and governors of the Republic have been running rampant through the city of Dokazur. And only months ago, many people who lived here were starving, or they feared an army on their doorstep that would bring ruthless death. But now they were being told that they have equal say in decisions. They are being told a member of their race would be voted in as a representative, and the city's best and brightest would help write laws. Sometimes it was hard to remember Morgaine's actual age, so complex were his rulings, and it served to sort of remind you all of how many hours the Warforged must have spent long in solitary thought while the rest of you slept. For the Grandmasters, for Eerie and Kyvius, one of Morgaine's tenets is that every race, no matter how unrepresented, is going to get to appoint a speaker on their behalf. They would serve as a governing body, voting on laws proposed by the scholars. And it doesn't really surprise you to find out that not a single Warforged chose to elect a leader. They clung to the outskirts of the city, well aware of the former laws of High Helm that forbade them from having ownership or influence, and nobody stepped forward when the call went out. But plenty of others did. Lord Ivan Bristlebeard of Ivan's Twelves, the dwarven cheesemakers who added your names to the big list of dwarven grudges back in the day when upon your arrival to Dokazur originally, had appointed Lord Ivan Bristlebeard as the dwarven representative. And it came as no surprise to most of you that Longfellow Broadgirth, the gnomish bard and hero of the people, was elevated almost instantly as well. Leon Sinclair actually moved rapidly from a military position to a representative for the Tiefling people. The Halfling community appointed High Helm's former treasurer and High Helm's former master of coin, a cunning woman named Lady Caltaine Sweelane, whose item card I'm going to have to go ahead and reveal because she was non-existent in the first chunk of the campaign. Or I guess I don't have it here anywhere. Never mind. Hang on. I don't know what folder this is in. Fuck it. There we go. I moved her to your kingdom already. Oh. Among the half-orcs, one of your former rivals, Zult the Half-Broken, was actually seen as a voice of reason and was appointed despite his own storied history. For the half-elven folk, there was a...
Voice of reason?
Yeah. Yeah.
Zult.
The orcish people have always...
not... Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Not Garo.
Yeah. For the half-elven folk, there was a baker from Epitaph by the name of Morgan Darkchild Ravenscry who took the position. This was a fake name that she invented that Warren is aware of to drum up business from the extremely superstitious pirates who were claiming that she was a vampire and therefore every bit as sultry as the ladies from the Wisps on the Water. problem came when the nobles, who always quick to seize an opportunity, decided to approach and demand equal positions for their own races. And Erie and Kyvius, you quickly have to deal with Lady Fletchway, who claims she is a half Goliath, proven by her rather masculine and traditionally handsome features, and her graying skin, caused not by a poor diet of mulled wine and a dozen grapes per day as her peers would gossip about, but rather her proud, savage history. Lord Chavamont was a half Eladrin, owing to his dreamy early 20s features and his natural arrogance. Duke Battencombe spoke of his Genasi ancestry due to his fiery red hair. Lady Astara claimed to be descended from the Shadarkai due to her long bouts of melancholy and her piercings in secret places. And before long, there were nobles claiming to be descended from rock gnomes and forest gnomes demanding equal representation, Lightfoot halflings and the Stoutkin Brethren, an argument whether or not Morgan Darkchild should be forced to run as her official registered epitaph race of Vampire, and whenever you pointed out there needed to be a minimum number of members of a specific race for them to get a governor, they pointed out that Arxis himself was actually getting settled to run for position as a child of divine and goblin blood. And didn't that also reflect badly on your Pixie, the only one of his kind who was in a leadership position as well? Naka sorcerers, of course, knew blood purity rituals, but the nobles knew damn well you weren't going to start that shit here. So how, then, do you approach this rather sensitive issue and keep Morgaine's vision intact? Something for next week to think about. And Warren, before your departure from Dokazur, you had some time to catch up on the news from back home. The pirates had told you dark tidings about the destruction of Erithus' sacred grove and how the pilgrims there watched as the long, beautifully kept green holy lands transformed to sand. Lucian Latrout had been ostracized. A lot of people claiming that the mysterious overweight merchant must have been the cost spy, given how well his own wares were always well stocked from mysterious sources, and he had basically moved in with Beulah until he was back on his feet. And while High Helm worked and Irongast celebrated, the people of your hometown were restless. They thought to come here seeking some grand purpose, glory, some worthy cause. And the relative peace meant your go-getters are looking for something to go get. And pretty soon it's clear to you that whenever there was news of, like, another rock from the mountainside coming in too low, by the time that the militia, the protectors, had gathered to keep an eye on the situation, they have already arrived to find Victoria's Secret toasting over their defeated quarry and divvying up the feathers as trophies. When Arxis informed you he wanted an escort into the Stairway Caverns to examine the A-tier clusters, the Sun Silver Enterprises were already geared up within minutes. When the Protectors were called upon for morning drills, Keo Vossen had to, shoo the collateral crew off, lest they watch from the sidelines after hours of teamwork training and laugh at the new recruits. And it's this self-starting attitude that's starting to give you trouble a little bit, because already you are becoming privy to dozens of different plans from different teams, ranging from the Seekers of the Sphinx to the Flurry of Bros, discussing exactly how they were going to put an end to this whole bickering about gold situation happening in your lands right now by slaying the only ageless in the valley. Even though you said no, they keep thinking if they can just give you the right plan or do it in the right way. And you need to preoccupy your newest residents, who are already arguing over whether or not the Grand Golden Snail is going to wind up on their banner alongside the three-headed troll or towering over the ageless Rude Hound. You need to find a solution fast.
Gotcha.
And as the kingdom's newest appointed pillar, Gladrian, you are actually able to lend your services to either of these situations as you see fit, even if your influence is merely a single, perfectly delivered, flourishing turn of phrase. And I would like, therefore, the four of you, Erie, Kyvius, Galad, and Warren, to expand on your solutions next week. And meanwhile, Morgaine and Saigar, you have been tasked with building and further expanding your budding kingdom.
All right, we have to build the school.
Your talks with Vale and his demands for you to wear golden crowns for precisely 2 months was a pretty difficult ask, given your recent outlining of how the kingdom's governing was actually going to go. You had all caved with varying levels of reluctance, Saigar more outwardly upset than anybody else. And so this is why I want to ask you guys, as you have all climbed the winding pathways leading to the apex of the Alobi Mountains surrounding your kingdom, are you still wearing those crowns?
Most definitely not.
Absolutely, yes.
I've forgotten it was on.
But remember, Saigar is wearing the illusion of a crown that I cast on him every morning.
Mm-hmm.
And the actual crown's either in my pocket or on my quiver, basically, at this point.
Then nobody will be confused when they see the quiver crown and also the real one on the fake illusion one in your head. Nobody's going to figure that out.
I'm making it super easy for Kyvius here.
I believe... Well, I mean, one of the things that we discussed was the impracticality of wearing it when we were out adventuring, wasn't it? So given that we got the affirmative on that, I don't really feel bad about taking it off as we're out wandering about. Did we get that confirmation, or am I making that up in my head?
He said he wouldn't know about it.
Oh, right.
That isn't the same thing.
That is true.
No, he said he probably wouldn't know about it.
Nah, me can't swing sword, hat fall off.
Yeah, I just feel like running around. So I wouldn't be wearing a crown. It's just not practical.
Okay.
Kane gave his word, so he's wearing the crown for the full 2 months.
Okay. You had followed Zamboni Jacuzzi to the base of an enormous monolith, a statue not unlike the ones that you've seen on the outskirts of the island, mostly hidden by the fog of the Howl. And everything is built stupidly big on Rios, from the towering ageless to Vale himself. Everything except for the dreams of the people who live here and just want to get by. And so it was here that you had seen it stir, as Zamboni spoke words in an ancient tongue and the grand stone quarterstaff it bore was moved aside to reveal the path forwards. Zamboni beamed at you, saying, "Like wine in a pool." And who speaks first?
Wine in a pool? I don't
Well, he
think I
said
get it.
water didn't work, so...
Oh, like that. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Oh, I forgot. Yes, that entire... No, let's not get him back on that topic. That went on way too long. Zamboni, can you tell us a little bit about that giant moving statue whose Paul moved aside? Is that something that you made, or is that something that was made before you came here?
He throws his head back and says, "I don't believe anybody made that, but it's far more complex than you can imagine. But as I've already said, we, the Order of the Kiln, we do not share our secrets carelessly. As I've already said, only one person every 10 years is brought into the fold and awakened to truth." And the woman with the feathers who is with you says, "Yeah, and it's my turn." Yes, it is. Yes, and these outsiders would not take that from you.
Wouldn't think of it.
No.
Just can't help myself. I see something interesting, I ask questions. So I hope that my incessant questioning doesn't offer any insult.
Not in the slightest. In fact, tradition is really more like a suggestion than an order. It seems to me that there is much for you to know if you would do right by so many. The 6 of you have come from far away and succeeded where other people have not. And I am opined that if you are indeed the new rulers of the lands below, if the dragon intends to keep you around, then truth should be revealed to you. So why is it that you've come?
Well, to be honest, it's curiosity. We know so little about the lands, and learning about what these lands hide is important to me.
Also, when you're, offered an invitation by a guy who turns into fire and floats away, you usually take those up, I think.
He nods. "Oh yes, no, I absolutely would."
I think most importantly, you said it yourself. we are searching for truth. Whether that be the truth of these lands that we now call home, the truth of our situation and how perilous or not perilous it is, and the truth about the partnerships that we've made and the relationships that we've made. I think if there's one thing that we can all agree on, it's that nothing that we've encountered along our journey has really been quite as it seems, so it's kind of in our nature to question and seek out more.
I think you have no idea how true that is. Well, I must oversee the calling of the spirits for Ridella's challenge at the foot of the Barkway. You may observe it as guests if you would like, if you swear to honor the sanctity of our customs. And she interrupts and says, he means if you don't distract me. I do mean that, yes. And I would like to consult the Master and see if he has any insights on your arrival here.
I would love to watch a competition, especially one that's like proving yourself.
Agreed.
We could get ideas.
He continues to lead you up to the actual base of the statue. And I'm going to grow silent for a second here because as the wind all flows past you at this extremely high point, you can just, like, the air up here is so fresh and so pure. How is everybody feeling?
I don't.
Yeah.
Excited to meet our new neighbors, or our old neighbors.
I think there's an aspect of like intense curiosity from Kyvius just because the guy's offered truth. So there's a carrot on a stick in front of him. I would imagine Warren feels similar.
Yeah, pretty elated. You've got a good mix of, like, there's going to be a competition to watch of someone proving themselves, secrets of the universe are going to be revealed, and Warren's constantly had to deal with training troops for the past month, so he's in a good mood. Feeling good.
I think Gain's emotional state is a bit opposite of that. Where this is sort of a mystery to him, he's a little worried that this is going to be a challenge that someone could die in, and that's not really something he would want to watch.
Yuri's just appreciating how serene it is up here.
You never go anywhere nice.
I'm personally offended.
After some time, you finally do arrive at the base of the feet of this statue that is clad in enormous flowing stone robes. And while there are several individuals here that look like they are like already monks or disciples of this place, many of them have donned like combat gear and uniforms. And several of the more like the long-term monks who have been here for many moons stand nearby just in deep observance of the ritual. And Jacuzzi ushers you up to climb up the massive pinky toe of the statue and up onto the actual base so that you're not directly in front of this clearing. And at the highest point of this mountain where you can very clearly see your beautiful civilization down below and the Grand Chasm and the swampy lands to the north and the howl above, you watch as Ridella takes her spot as well with like two other monks who are tied with her, also decorated with like the feathers and the very avian style masks that she herself possesses, and squares off against three additional monks who look like they are like iron-bodied and hard disciplined warriors. And as you watch, Jacuzzi takes a spot at sort of the center of the area, and in a loud voice, he calls out, "To bear witness, we call upon the Titanic Spirit, who blesses those with great strength, that they may better protect the meek." And almost immediately, all six of you just feel like this presence rushing around, and a moment later, something does physically appear. It is translucent almost. It appears like a great pachyderm, easily 15 feet tall, that towers over everyone else on the little makeshift battlefield. And this celestial spirit just quietly observes and watches. And then after a moment he says, "We call upon the relentless spirit, guardian of those of adamant hearts who persevere in the face of overwhelming adversity." And a moment later, a second spirit appears, this one bovine or like an auroch in nature, strong and muscled and, again, unyielding. And then a third. "We call upon the disciplined spirit, who protects the abstinent souls who seek peace and purity." And the third spirit appears, this one in a deep calm. "We call upon the free spirit, guardian of the solitary and the different, patron of those who march to their own beat." And with a long, soulful howl, a wolf-like spirit also manifests on the battlefield. And finally he says, "And we call upon the furious spirit, who stokes righteous anger against that which not or which must be changed." And this enormous bear also shimmers into reality. And with the 5 spirits together, it is very clear that sort of the ritual has begun. And over the next 5 minutes or so, you watch as each of the monks step forward and approach each of these different beings and take a moment to clear their mind and purify their thoughts and prepare for the battle ahead. And their bodies glow with spiritual light as they are each given the blessings of these beings. And then they step back, and there is no other words exchanged. There doesn't have to be anything that is said, because as soon as Zamboni Jacuzzi turns to leave, presumably to consult the master, a moment later, battle has immediately started, and there is just an all-out brawl taking place in front of you, where you watch as the 3-on-3 fight just becomes underway immediately in a flurry of punches and kicks and extremely complex and beautiful martial arts. It's not really so much physical, it is like watching a Street Fighter fight, as there are like spiritual like beams of light hurled at one another, and people wuxia leap for far too long, and it's very impressive, and it lasts for quite some time.
Not distract them, huh?
Ha! Yes, Warren, you're not allowed to hop in there.
And when you really want to, and anytime you see any kind of fighting of any kind.
Looking across to this guy over here while this is going on, what's he doing?
He looks like he is personally responsible for like channeling the essence of these spirits. Like he's got some kind of sacred position amongst the actual like overseeing it himself. One of the others is an elder who again is just observing and watching. It seems like there are probably about 20 or 30 various monks that have all arrived here to sort of train at this Bakwe monastery.
And the fight, does it, like, as we're watching, does it look like they're, like, going all out, or does it look ritualistic?
It's a little of both. It is very clear, like, it's to push her to her absolute limits, which is a little unusual, certainly, but also very clearly, like, a very respectful, it's not, there's no, like, dirty fighting or anything of that nature, but they are certainly going as hard as they can, like, trying to prove something. And over the next 10-15 minutes of watching this incredibly complex and very difficult dance, one by one, the monks begin to just like fall or collapse, until pretty soon it is just Rodella facing off against one of the last remaining monks, and it is just a single brutal fight back and forth between the two of them. There is a very brief moment where the fight actually like winds up leaping onto the side of the foot where you're all standing, and the monk who is wearing that draconic style mask that you can now see very clearly up close for the very first time nearly bumps right into Saigar. And when all is said and done, Rodella is exhausted and breathless by the end, but she stands triumphant and victorious.
And no one dead, right?
No one dead, although very clearly, like, soundly exhausted. And after a moment, the monk who had been channeling the spirits raises his staff high and says, Redella of Dalquor, your body has been tempered, your soul quenched, your mind has become unbreakable. Welcome to the noble order of the kiln. And it's very clear that this is an exciting occasion for whatever reason, and the 5 spirits appear once again for a brief moment before vanishing once more.
I didn't think other places like this existed.
I applaud politely.
You take notes, Warren.
It's a really different culture, getting everyone to respect that kind of rules. Yeah. Similar, but Epitaph's a lot more, brutal.
Jacuzzi and Rodella speak quietly amongst each other for just back and forth between the two of them for just a moment, and it's very clear that she is still like recovering from the brutal fight, but it's all congratulations and well-wishing. And eventually, when she has finally managed to start like catching her breath, Jacuzzi makes his way over to you and says, "Now, I must escort Rodella within. Tea will be served in a moment, and please don't hesitate to join in with the meditations and the prayers to Palor, even if you don't know the words. I also noticed your footwear seems rather poor for our rocky home, and one of our devotees will be along shortly with footwear for each of you."
You guys have specific shoes out here?
It is a sacred place.
Oh, so our foot was inappropriate for the ground we walk on.
I just thought something more comfortable, perhaps, he says with a big smile, and you get the impression that he'd be like a really hard guy to offend no matter what.
Well, that's
And
not
this-
really a problem. I've been plenty of time barefoot, so.
But I must escort our newest member of the kiln. The master is meditating on this matter, and we will have an answer for you shortly. I hope this wasn't difficult for you to observe.
No, it was fascinating. I think we're all very appreciative to be allowed to observe.
Makes me hope you guys offer lessons or something, but...
Do you guys need any help with attending to the wounded?
No wounded, but thank you for the offer. We'll talk more when I return. And the triumphant Rodella and Jacuzzi make their way towards a far section of the actual monastery, and you watch as the hand of the enormous fucking statue bends down and picks them both up.
Whoa.
And then returns to its natural height.
Do you think the statue is the master?
I'm not sure.
That
God,
would be
that'd be
remarkable.
crazy. Yeah.
Although this
Well,
is the first time
I
in
mean,
months I feel at ease, which is weird.
He's so personable.
This is a little far-fetched. This is just more Warren's curiosity than anything. Could I make a warfare check to see if it seemed like giving themselves to these spirits made any difference in their ability?
Yeah, 100%.
Alright, cool. Just want to know if it's ritualistic or if it seems to actually have an effect. There's a big difference. Okay.
Those who had taken the blessings of the Supratika, the elephant-like spirit, seemed like their body was mighty and resistant, the Titanic spirit. And the monk who had taken the blessings of the relentless spirit seemed like the various debilitating effects that were being used upon them had almost no effect. The monk who had taken the blessings of the tiger, the disciplined spirit, was always calm, no matter what, even when battle was the most chaotic. The one who had taken the blessing of the bear, the furious spirit, fought with untamed ferocity. And the one who had taken the blessing of the free spirit, the blessing of the wolf, seemed as though they were undeterred by failure, and mistakes didn't really offset their strategy.
And was there any visible change when they took the spirits inside of themselves, or did they look exactly the same?
They looked exactly the same, but it was very clearly something that you got the distinct impression that something was happening.
That's really cool. Even if it's just a magical effect, which I don't think it is. It's certainly... Those were real.
I wonder where the spirits came from.
I wonder, like, what's this whole culture up here dedicated to? Just... Is it dedicated to the truth in all things? Preparing yourself, bettering yourself?
Well, obviously they've worked out ways to kind of ritualistically absorb these spirits that they're summoning. There's so many applications I can think for that.
It's just sort of nice to see, I don't know, a culture who's just kind of made their own little world for themselves up here.
One of the monks whose body is extraordinarily muscled and slick with oil and wearing the draconic mask to give him a fierce visage, comes bearing a platter of tea and a whole bunch of food. And he says, "Why don't you go ahead and hop on down from there? Come on down."
Oh my.
Oh my god.
Remember when I asked if there was an NPC with a hilarious voice?
Yes, you
What?
yep,
Yeah.
Kaz did ask that. Yep.
Come on down, y'all.
Sure.
Of course.
A show and
Thank you.
drinks.
If he asks if you want candy, don't take it.
Does the tea count?
I mean, you
Let's
can take
say
it.
yes.
You can take it. You just don't eat it.
You guys are paranoid.
Hoard everything, Kyvius. Have you not learned?
We were in the Feywild before this. Of course,
I
we're a little
hate-
paranoid.
Yeah, I absolutely hate that your insane hoarding was justified one time
No,
out of
no,
100.
not one. Several.
One time.
Do you not remember even the flowers? Come on. Many times.
Oh
For the
boy.
tea.
And he begins to, with his tiny little kettle, says, "Sweet or bitter for you, Chia?"
Sweet,
Was that-
please.
That's a fine choice. And this little monk walks over to you and hands you this cup of tea. Says, "Well, aren't you just as tall as a guillotine?" And hands over a little. You can very clearly see that even though it's tea, he's like drawn like little, like there's been a little of like white, creamy substance on the top there. Don't get weird. Like some milk or something, like Auroch milk, that he's drawn like little beautiful designs and like a little
Don't
cloud.
get weird.
of
You were
rainbow
the
in
one
yours.
who described it.
I know. I said like a little white sauce, and I was like, "Oh fuck, it's too late."
I wasn't
Got, like-
even thinking it.
I know. I did it. There's like a little white foam or whatever on the top that he put a little rainbow and some clouds on.
Oh, you're too kind.
Oh no, you're too kind. And then he brings one over to like Warren, the same question: bitter or sweet?
I'll take bitter then, I suppose.
I thought for sure that you were going to say you wanted a combination of them both. And he hands you his little tea, and he's like, "I put a little piggy in yours."
I don't know what this is supposed to represent, but thank you.
And as the teas are handed out amongst the five of you, the other monk steps forward with just like a deep grunt, like a guttural growl, hands out a set of beautiful, like hobby, essentially. The more designed for physical activity, light boots that are sort of tied with thick blue strands of ribbon that found kind of as best he could, although you're pretty sure the ones for Eerie look like tiny little baby booties that they pulled from somewhere or other, and begin to hand out these nice boots to you that I'm going to go ahead and add to each of your character sheets right now if you would like to equip them.
Whenever you shift,
Jesus.
If your legacy skill is lower than your total level, no. But thank you.
Yeah.
The only
Only-
benefit is Galadriel.
Only true for Galadriel, yeah. But they're nice boots otherwise if you don't have any, you know.
Wait, is this... Does he
Oh,
have
wait.
a positive wisdom?
No, I've got negative in wisdom. Damn it.
Well, guess you subtract it.
How do you have negative wisdom?
I tried to
Don't need
mimic
it.
a little bit.
You know the answer to that question.
Yeah, I'll put these on.
I'm guessing something
Big-
bad happens if Morgaine tries to put these boots on.
Yeah, they look apologetically, but they tell you they just couldn't find a pair in your size.
They
Who is
match
it that
my
can't wear
outfit.
shoes?
It's Morgabe.
No, didn't someone trade away the shoes
Yeah,
forever?
Yeah,
in
it's Morgabe.
Feywild? Oh, that was
Yep.
him.
Yep.
I thought he knew better.
Listen, it sounded innocent enough. Got Galadriel a cool shield.
That's very true.
Yeah, slip on the shoes. Why not?
I'll also put them on.
Yeah, shoes.
The monk says, "It's so nice to see a sister from Dalquois get nominated like this. Just an exciting day."
From Dalquois? Where's that?
Well, it's been destroyed for quite some time. You ever been to that desert?
Which
the one
desert?
just
Cod Desert.
Yeah, the big one.
Yeah.
we actually have been there, much to our unenjoyment.
Not I.
Beautiful city. My great grandpappy told me about it. It was built beneath the surface. Every home was set into the stone facing all the others. They said that he could see his neighbor cross the divide and sent messages back and forth with little golden lanterns that moved on their own. Beautiful city till the car came.
I heard about this place. Never been though.
And as he's going around like handing out refills, a moment later you can see that Jacuzzi returns alone, and he has not a worried expression on his face, but a more even-tempered look. And as the monks like clear off to make room for obviously this superior individual in their ranks, he says, "It is important, not just for us, but for the world, that you learn of the wisdom that we guard here. We have some conditions on this matter, however."
Sure.
Especially if the world is at stake.
That's very generous of you.
Generous of the Blind Master. He has
Yeah.
said that one of your number, and only one, may drink deeply from the well of secrets that we guard. And the first condition... Yes, we've talked about this. If it's known by all, it's not a secret.
Right.
Of course.
Rodella has taken the position as an honorary member of the Order of the Kiln once every 10 years, as I've said, and we would allow one more given the important nature of your work below. But again, two conditions. The first is that we require your assistance. The heart of the kiln, from which we get our name, has grown wild, and we would ask of your strength in quieting the inferno.
Not a problem.
Okay.
Good.
That sort of
You know,
thing, I think.
maybe not a problem. It would be good to hear a little bit more about the heart of the kiln?
Yes, you will see it firsthand.
Oh,
The
wonderful.
second is that you must adhere to the same sacred customs as our own devotees. You will not decide amongst yourself who the chosen soul shall be to learn the secrets we offer. As before, we will call upon the spirits for guidance. You have bore witness to our customs already, and you know our disciplined ways. If you would undertake the trial, you would do battle with one another.
God, I was hoping you would say that.
Oh my god.
You say that in character?
Yeah,
Oh my god.
I was hoping above a hope.
Oh, I know that asking for you to raise weapons against your friends must sound
No,
horrible.
no,
I looked at him
No.
scratching my face, but I'm actually got a bit of a face palm going on right now.
no. Listen, we've got a rematch in store, all right?
Why,
from
no,
the
we
last time I was
don't!
killed.
No, we don't!
Come on.
Okay, please
Go on.
elaborate. Yes. Yes, there's some discomfort at the idea of raising arms against our comrades.
There's
Except
not.
for Warren.
He holds out a palm and he opens his palm and you can see that there are 6 tokens within. 3 of them of red jade, 3 of them of a beautiful crystalline green jade. And he closes his palm and says, as you witnessed before with Rodella, you will stand 40 feet apart, you will be respectful of each other, and you will engage in honorable warfare. And when the dust clears, whichever team stands will determine which of them learns the secret. Also, kind of a splendid and confusing revelation that none of you are particularly offset by this.
Offset by fighting each other?
Quite right.
We've done
Oh,
it before.
Yeah, well, yes, but there was...
You have?
It's
It
yeah.
There was food
necessary.
involved, though. Food.
Well, it was but this isn't like we're killing each other. We just watched it. It's kind of beautiful in a way. It's like
It's
sparring.
Everyone's been so tense. It can't hurt to let off a bit of steam.
Precisely.
This is not a
May
fight.
I ask, though, may I ask, you need us, what do you need us to do first? Partake in this inter-party combat, or cleanse the kiln for you?
The kiln can wait. Are any of you injured?
Not at all.
No, I'm not a present.
I do want to answer yes just to see what your solution would be, but no.
We have ways to cleanse if you have, if you are not prepared for battle in this moment. But if you are, I would be delighted to proceed.
If you all feel that this is okay, you know.
Well,
Some ground rules. Are we allowed ground rules? I'm not sure. I don't want to offend the ceremony.
We would display the way that the combat takes place already. It's honorable, it's not dirty, it's a true show of skill to one another, not a win by any means sort of thing, like people
And-
do when they try to kill one another.
And trust that the spirit will ensure that no harm befalls you or your possessions in this place.
Oh. Okay.
It's fortunate.
Yeah.
And Jacuzzi says, then if you are ready,
I guess we're as ready as we'll ever be.
Could I stretch? I've been...
Oh my
this
god.
is... This,
This is...
without any further hesitation, he throws out one of the tokens and it's flying through the air so quickly that you barely have a chance to see the colors. It reflects the light. Who catches it?
Morgaine will grab it.
Yeah,
Morgaine?
Kaius isn't the most dexterous.
Yours is red. And then another
I grabbed the next one.
red as well. And then the third one.
Me.
Who was that?
Galadriel.
Glad.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Galadriel, green. The fourth,
Yeah. Eerie beat me.
Eerie, red. And the last two of the green, Warren and Kyvius.
Oh my god.
Oh my
Ah!
god.
Oh, right. I hope these are our teams. I really wanted to be on Glad's team.
And then,
did not want to be on Kyvius's team. That was my only thing. I mean,
raising his hands high once again, he says, "We call upon the Titanic spirit, whose grand dreams tilt the scales of inequity." And you watch as the once again, the enormous pachyderm appears. "We call upon the relentless spirit, patron of those who will stop at nothing and refuse to have their visions uncompromised." So well, that didn't have a token, but you know which one it is. "We call upon the disciplined spirit, seeker of introspection and truth, who finds the peace within before they discover it without." And once more the tiger appears, and you are given just a sense of deep calm. "We call upon the furious spirit, whose heart is a molten fist raised high." And with the roar, once again, the bear does in fact appear, demanding your presence, demanding you approach him and take his blessing. And then finally, the last one. "We call upon the free spirit, who throws the shackles of tradition and blazes a path forward." And as before, the wolf appears and lets out a long, soulful howl. No doubt you will need a moment to prepare to meditate. Take all the time you need. At this juncture, guys, we're going to take our 5-minute break right now and prepare for battle.
just separate on sides here just to make things clear.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I actually have a little spot set up for you guys already.
Do we just go to
Does
the
each
spirit
person
one?
pick one?
In a moment, each of you will take one of the blessings from these creatures, absolutely.
Okay.
5-minute time for strategy and shit. I will be back in a minute.
Do we want to hop into the channel quickly?
If you guys want to change to a private channel for your team, 1,000%.
I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick.
Yeah.
Grab another drink, but I would like to strategize.
Yeah. If we need a little more time, that's totally okay.
Clear and Kaz, you want to go down to the private then? Or that.
There.
Rosie said she's got her money on you guys.
I'm scared.
It
Did
is-
those guys go into the other room?
They did.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's com-
Wild. Okay. Here's the
Real
thing.
quick, I want to jump in.
Oh, sorry.
Real quick, Wild, one of the things that I really want you to consider is whether or not you're going to be using your We All Go First initiative. I would suggest the answer is no. In every simulation I ran, having one entire team go and then the other team go led to very little like counterplay, as one team was able to just like nuke down the other person without having a chance to react.
Okay.
It is
If
up
that's
to
something
you.
you're asking as a GM, I'll hold off on it.
I'm not. It is entirely up to you. It's just in the ones that I ran, I discovered that like Eerie and Galadriel, for example, would get fucking one-shot KO'd from like 3 attacks. So it is totally your call, but be aware that it will add an extreme level of volatility to the fight, which I don't personally recommend.
Okay. Before they come back, Wild. The problem is Morgaine.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah?
So here's the deal. I've got something for him. It's my new power. I haven't revealed yet. I think you might know what it is, though.
Oh, that could be interesting.
Yes, it could. The thing is, we have to prevent, like, Saigar's counter shot. Can you save me from that?
I save you from the counter shot. No! It doesn't work on ranged attacks.
Frack.
I can after I pop a daily, maybe, but there's no guarantee. I am so excited to get to reveal this in this fight, as it didn't do anything in the Sorothian fight. I'm down with that. I have a daily I think I probably won't use, because it... putting everyone to sleep and coup de grace on top of them sounds a lot like the opposite of the spirit of the competition.
That's probably true, yeah.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, we get the info no matter what, but if we violate the rules, we don't get anything. So I want to win, but I don't want to lose for winning, you know?
Quick feelings about which spirit we want to go with?
Do we choose one, or do we all shoot? How does it
The
work?
wording makes it seem like we pick one for the team,
No.
but I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure... Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Well, they had a bunch of people all go up to them,
Oh, true.
so I don't... That's what I was actually confused by, too. If I had to only pick one, though... Relentless Spirit is pretty
I think
good.
that's gonna be necessary for me, because he's gonna mark me.
Disciplined Spirit also isn't bad. Automatically saving, because... Oh, no, wait.
Eerie's
If
shit
they
could be-
take that,
Eerie's...
oh god,
Eerie's
Eerie's
throwing
shit,
thing.
yeah. I've got no counterplay to Eerie's fucking shenanigans.
I can give
Well,
a save, but that's about it.
Yeah, its counterplay is saving, because it works even on a miss. So you have to save against the effect to get out of it. But, he won't insta-kill you with it, he'll just throw you backwards, so... It's not as threatening to our group. It's still threatening.
Free Spirit is interesting,
Yeah.
but that sounds solo. So it sounds like we might each get to pick one.
Furious Spirit sounds like it would be effective against Morgaine. I don't know how else we could destroy him.
Yeah, that's true.
I think honestly, I think what we do is
Hello.
I dominate him, and then we burst him down once the 4 of us take down the two others.
We just don't have a lot of burst, but we can certainly
Yeah.
we can certainly try.
I can do like 1 round burst. Actually, no, I can use the my one that gives plus on ranged attacks for the entire fight on Morgaine. Because he's got the highest AC, so I imagine we'll need it. Oh no, wait, it's damage rolls for the fight.
Can't wait for... I'm so happy that one tank
So,
got
Steel,
on
do we, as a team, do we pick a spirit?
So to clarify, when we start, we're going to have like one person from each team roll initiative, and it's going to be like a back and forth draft pick where, like, if you guys go first, Warren is going to take like, be like, cool, I'm going to take the one that gives us like damage reduction 5 across the entire team, and then one person from their team will pick one, and then back to you guys and back and forth. You can pick the same spirit.
They're gonna have Eerie roll in Limerok. You just watch. So they get 3
Is
and
there-
2.
Is there a separate initiative for the spirits?
Yeah, we're going to have you guys roll initiative to like do the draft pick at the start. Absolutely. That, I would argue, in all of my sims of this fight, who picked what spirit in the order in which you guys like birth each other down is heavily what depends on where the fight went. I would argue it is pretty balanced based on that.
But it goes back and forth either way, right? Like, one team picks, the other team picks, regardless of... Cool. Can I use my roll on that?
I just realized we're talking about our strategy on a stream.
I know. Hopefully they're all honorable like this duel.
They're
mentions.
on all, yeah.
Huh. Yeah, Morgaine is going to be the most problematic. The thing is, I feel like what we have to do is we have to shut down Eerie immediately, but contain Morgaine. That I feel like Eerie's got to be first target to go down, because if any of his bullshit goes off, we're just going to get chucked off the cliff.
He gets an immediate interrupt that lasts a full round that gives him +4 to all his defenses, so that one's also a little difficult.
Yeah.
That lasts the whole round, or just for one shot?
Until the start of his next turn. It's the same as mine, but mine's only on AC.
Saigar has some big damage too, especially with the weakening effect.
True.
Oh, do you know what I could do? Oh, fuck. I could make Steel regret his life.
Steel's not fighting.
I know.
Whatever you're thinking, is it honorable?
I don't know. What is honorable? I'm just using my abilities and
Yeah.
they were intended.
This is designed to be like a fucking fun, memorable, chill PvP thing as opposed to like high stakes or whatever. So it depends how competitive you're feeling. Or, you know, if you want to fucking like teach Morgaine a lesson, I'm all down for that too. Pent up frustration between the two of you that needs to get worked out.
He's going right for me. You know he is. I'm so fucked.
Should we use you as bait?
In what way? Like, yeah, Sure.
I don't know. It sounds tactical. Oh,
why are they
already
telling
chosen?
us to hurry? Why are they telling us to hurry up? Did we move?
No, you're good.
Oh, why is Claire saying hurry up?
I think they're just wrapping up.
Oh, okay.
To clarify further, when the target is bloodied, the blessing is lost for the whole team that they had from the spirit, but you guys continue to fight until you hit 0 hit points.
Okay.
Right. If I RP it, can I use my daily on just myself?
Which daily?
The one that gives me initiative.
Oh yeah, man, for sure.
I think that'd still be fun.
That'd be fun, for sure.
Yeah.
You guys good?
I think so. I think we know what we're gonna do. It's just, can I survive through one round of combat?
Also, from what I understand, this fight doesn't stop when another team loses. The teammates then have to fight each other because there's only one winner. So just so everyone remembers, we eventually fight each other too.
Oh shit.
Down to one person.
You guys good?
Do we know which spirits we're checking?
Well, it's pick and counter pick.
Okay,
Like
yeah.
we won't know until
Alright, sounds
Game
yeah, I
time.
think we're good then.
Yeah, I think we have an idea of what we want. Hello.
Well, well, well.
Who's the first one who's going to betray their own team?
Hewitt, how the turntables?
As each of you, holding either a red or a green token, sort of split up and make your way with your fancy new boots towards the far sides of this enormous Titanic statue with Warren and Kyvius and Galadriel on the left and Morgaine, Saigar, and Eerie on the right. You have one last long look at each other and have a chance to say any final things before the spirits begin to bestow their blessings. Does anybody speak?
Try not to hit the face. We do need to rule after this.
Or if you are going to hit the face, hit the part that's already damaged.
Yeah, don't worry about mine. A hammer can get it out, so I guess the most important thing here is have fun.
I think we're all gonna do great.
We kind of whisper just so that we can always just turn on fire at him instead.
Yeah, that'd go great, Saiga.
Oh my gosh. I believe that Saigar has the highest initiative roll for his team. So if you want to go ahead and roll initiative for me, Saigar, to see if you guys are picking blessings first, would be fantastic. I think it's Galadriel and the other team. Am I right?
For blessed pick order.
I've got 6 on my
Oh, no.
initiative score.
Sorry, where's the initiative that you just mentioned, Steel?
It is
On
under the
sheet.
word initiative on your character sheet under defenses in the top right-hand
Oh,
corner.
never mind.
Warren has 7, so it's, yeah.
Oh, do. Oh yeah, I have a bonus. Oh, that's gonna be.
Saigar, your team has a chance to sort of pick your first blessing. Who steps forward?
Maureen, you want to step forward?
Morgaine will go to the Titanic spirit.
And standing before this enormous pachyderm, you feel, again, your body growing in size a few feet as you feel empowered, accepting the blessings readily for the person that you've always been. Unstoppable, Titanic. And your team has damage reduction 5. Galadriel, Kyvius, Warren.
Warren, do you want to?
Yeah, Warren
Okay.
will step up towards the relentless spirit.
Unsurprisingly as well, you have always been truly that stubborn to the point of not being able to stop, and easily the relentless spirit grants you his blessings as well. Although you never really expected to get power from a giant minotaur man, it feels right somehow. And
Yeah.
your team doesn't suffer any kind of penalties when they are marked and can make attack rolls freely.
I'll go
Seems
next
important.
and step up to my fursona.
No one's marking you guys.
First,
Stand in front of the disciplined.
You hope this doesn't awaken anything in you, but your entire team will begin to save automatically at the end of their turn against anything other than ongoing damage. Galadriel or Kyvius?
Would you like me to go?
Yeah. It's a melee. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
I woke up to the Furious Spirit.
Whoa! Galadriel, I don't know if you are necessarily a furious soul, but your heart has always simmered with emotion, that's for sure. And whenever you or Warren strike a target, you prevent healing and temporary hit points.
I'm never going to hit him with a melee attack.
I can smack with my staff.
All right, then I'm going to go over to the Titanic Spirit.
The wolf.
The Titanic for another DR5, I believe.
Wait.
But you can pick the same spirit twice?
I would allow that, yeah.
Wait.
I think two of that one is too much. I'm gonna fucking cancel that out. You pick a different one, Nigar.
Really?
I've changed my mind. Yeah, that's a lot.
Wait,
Yeah,
I didn't think we could pick what the other teams had already picked.
Oh no, you can pick one of the teams have already picked. 100%.
Oh.
You just can't pick the same one twice.
These are like
Oh.
the questions I asked.
I know. I'm so sorry. I looked at the fucking damage for these guys. I'm like, oh, DR15, DR10 is too much. I'm so sorry.
Oh, come on. That's not our entire strategy.
I
I'm sorry.
probably would have picked the resist 5, but all right, okay.
Kyvius can still pick resist 5.
Okay. All right, okay.
The problem is I'm also going to be like, never mind, it's fine.
Got it.
Do what your heart
Listen,
tells
no
you.
one has ill will towards you, Kyvia.
All right, I'm going for the wolf.
The free spirit, you know that when you miss, which you never do, of course, because if an opponent does a reaction to prevent it, you still get to keep it.
That's the flavor win.
Okay, that I guess. Well, okay, this changes everything, and so Kyvius walks up to the Titanic spirit.
It's no surprise that you and Morgaine have found the same spirit animal on opposite sides of the world. And just like Morgaine, you feel yourself bestowed with strength that fills your team as long as you are standing. Everyone, if you were down hit points or you didn't have any daily powers or anything of that nature, you are all set. You have all of your stuff reset. You are fighting at full strength. I request that everybody keep it fair as much as possible. Do good sportsmanship. There's nothing that's on the line. No big stakes this time, except for of course the cool ass magic items that I'm going to give to whoever wins. And maybe don't no dirty limmer rocks when your fucking team is already crying and begging for mercy. And with
Excuse
that,
me, I'm already writing one.
I know. And with that, I would like everybody to go ahead and roll initiative, please.
I'm scared.
Does the other team get my initiative bonus?
They sure don't.
Not. We are your foes, good sir.
And Warren calls out. My favorite part of this
Oh, man.
is gonna be when we have to fight our teams.
Fuck with all these initiatives. Is my first initiative still count?
First
Yeah.
initiative still counts.
Oh, nice.
It's gonna be when we fight our teams, so... You know what? This is only for me.
Well, technically, Warren and I already rolled. didn't we? Oh, goddammit.
He's like, no cunning for anyone else.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
it's mine. You guys can't have it. I need it to fight the rest of you later. Oh, I have to roll the actual initiative to show up.
Oh no, I've got you.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, I guess the other team's going first.
No, Warren rolled that for himself.
Yeah, we're not taking. The rest of the team's not taking it.
That's why I was writing my Limerrock if you were going to give it to your whole team. 'Cause that'd be some bullshit.
I like how Erie's fucking written a rhyme to counter you before combat even starts.
It's brilliant.
I know what he does. I know his plan.
I bet it would have been higher. Here. Yeah, fuck you. It would have been higher the second shot.
Oh shit!
There is a silence that falls across the pedestal here, the cliff face at the top of the world, the Temple of Bakwe. And you take a moment to look long at one another, your friends who you've traveled with for years, many of you known since childhood. And then Warren moves.
All right. So I bring my blade up and rush. Let's see, where can I get to? All right, yeah.
Wait, you forgot to summon Mordenkainen!
God, if I could, you bet your ass I would.
Yeah, no spreading Residium on this, Cavius.
2, 3, 4, 5, right here. And I reach out forward with the blade in a focused motion as gold from the halo glows down onto the sword, and it extends and stretches out in a strike towards Morgaine, I hope. Oh, that's a miss.
Yeah! Remember when you had your cute little duel when you guys were first met?
It's alright.
I can kind of imagine Morgaine doing the brushing off the shoulder like Luke does in The Last Jedi.
Oh, we're starting now?
Yeah, being parried, Warren, the gold glows brighter, and he brings his sword up forward. And ends my turn.
Alright, comrades. And I throw down a smoke bomb. The wrong thing. Whoops. There we go. So, we're going to need speed for this. So I'm going to take that, and then I'm going to... Can I make an acrobatics check to jump up onto the feet behind me?
Absolutely you can. Oh yeah, easily you're able to jump up 3 squares nimbly.
Okay, and I'm going to target Cavius.
On the second attack...
Don't forget that you guys do have the DR5.
Oh, yeah, never mind. I forgot we had
Cavius, does the first one hit you?
The first one does hit me. That is
Take
exactly
5
my
points
AC.
damage.
I take 1 point of damage, right? And then
From the first shot and then 4 from the second.
Gotcha. Oh, right. Okay.
And give me a second here.
And don't forget that you... oh no, disregard. I was looking at last stand. My apologies.
Sorry, what were you going to say, though?
No, disregard me.
Okay. Last thing, this is a little bit strange, but I'm going to use my Lens of Momentary Sight on Cavius.
You know how Lens of Momentary Sight is like, it kind of like shows you the person's true form and what have you?
Yep.
So it is a minor action to use the Lens of Momentary Sight. So you cannot use it this turn.
I can.
But when you do have you have already used a minor action with your Dreadland shot.
Oh, you're right. I'm so sorry.
I am usually right. But when you do have a chance to use a lens of momentary sight as you bring it to your face, you do very clearly see that there is something more than just the Kyvius that you have long known. End of turn?
Yep, end of turn.
That's questions for later. Now the one we all fear.
Hang on. Gotta switch around my tools.
Listen, this is just a fight for who comes in second. Let's all be honest here.
Other me is gonna chill over there. And I will move action to over here. And just right away, we're just gonna drop right in the square in front of the lad. We're just gonna drop a whole bunch of funny colors.
Yeah, that hits.
Oh yeah.
Nothing happened. Don't worry about it.
That doesn't hit.
Nope.
It wouldn't, no. The 27 is so much higher than your 18, unfortunately. Yeah, no, you each take 14 points of psychic damage, and you are dazed. And you have to make a save to end it.
That's my turn for the round.
Kyvius, you want to get a standard action or a move, but not both.
Oh, but so I do get a standard action?
Yeah,
get
you
one
get
action.
one action. Yeah.
Uh. Stupid days. I don't get a minor, right?
You do not.
Okay.
I mean, you could take a minor.
You could take a minor.
I did.
No, you know what? I'm gonna give us some cover. I will take a standard action. I'm gonna use this defensively, I guess. Because if I move into range, I can't hit anything. So yeah, I am going to. Yeah, I'm gonna blow a daily on just covering me and Galad. I'm gonna drop that zone of darkness right in front of us. That zone of kind of impermeable darkness right in front of us. Not on anyone, which is normally boom, which is normally this. But I'm not casting it on anyone. I'm just gonna put it right in front of us.
Oh, of course
so
it
you
would.
you can't see through to me and Galad.
Interesting. Oh, I think you
Are
clicked
you
the wrong
completely blocked right now?
Oh, neat.
Yeah, that's
Dominance
awesome.
of air and darkness.
Oh wait, oh that's the wrong one.
That is.
one. Yeah,
Whoopsie.
I was about to say that effect isn't listed in there. I know what you wanted to put in
Oh,
there.
Yeah. Pay no attention to that, guys. See, this is what we're talking about. Knowable and predictable, Kyvius.
Wait, hold on a second. Why did it do that? I was doing. Is my ship messed up?
I don't know.
No,
It's all right,
it's
we
not.
know-
I hit the wrong button. Okay.
Yeah, we know your zone of darkness. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Neat animation.
At the end of your next turn. Got it. Okay.
Ire of the Earl King.
El Konig.
Guess it's the robot's turn. Can he even need damage even?
Depends.
Kyvis, at the end of your turn, make a saving throw, please.
Thank you for reminding me.
That makes things harder.
Fail.
Go.
Running past Warren is a fucking big brain play.
Remember, you have +2.
I can't really stop him.
You can trip him with your arm. Like a big fucking arcane banana peel.
Like a lines, like a
A noodle.
Again?
Okay, I know what I'm gonna. I'm gonna take a bit of damage, but I'm gonna avoid Warren. Because I'm gonna double move to here.
Oh my.
Going around. Yeah.
And then I will use my...
So you're going to take the necrotic?
Yeah, so if you want to roll that for me.
Uh, 2d10, not 2d6.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah.
Just get those baby rolls out of the way. And then give him that big 17.
2
Alright.
damage.
1.
The armor has it. Yeah.
Wait, I thought you had damages too.
DR does not stack, so it's the highest
Oh, right.
one you get. So it's DR5.
Thank you.
So it takes 2 whole damage
two
into
damage.
his temporary hit points.
And then
Push them out of
my
the way!
minor action will be... Oh no, wrong one. There we are.
Marked them.
I will mark out of range of Warren, but both of them are now marked.
Which we don't get the attack penalty,
Right.
but we still get the Morgane opportunity attacks, and you don't get to leave.
Right, but there's no penalty for not attacking Morgane.
Right.
Yeah, there's never a penalty for attacking Morgane. Please attack Morgane.
For not attacking Morgane. Is that Galad's turn?
I'm gonna give a save to Kyvius.
Oh,
Jesus Christ!
it's an 8.
Well, he broke a leg.
And then I make a save, right? It's a D20.
Yeah. Oh, you saved.
That's
Is
what
that your whole
looks like.
turn?
Yeah, I think
Yeah, I guess so, yeah. Your minor action and then a save for yourself.
Hey, question about Kyvius's thing. Does that mean I can't see over there either?
Yeah,
That is true.
You wouldn't be able to see either, yeah.
Yeah, warlocks are
Alright.
not known for their friendly fire.
Okay.
Except for the friendly fire part.
Yeah!
Well, I can't get to Morgane, but that's alright.
You're just like, hey, Kyvius, get Morgane, I'll be over here! Kick his ass!
Yeah, I believe in you. I'm going to reach out with the antenna towards Eerie, something he's seen plenty of times.
Don't!
God, I hope it hits. Oh, jeez.
No!
Hold on. Yes.
Oh, that did hit.
Hang on.
Hold on.
Saigar or Eerie, which of you is going?
Eerie, you want to do or me?
I don't have enough numbers.
Shit. Copying one thing.
Like I'm sitting at 22 AC against that. Or wait, no, fortitude? Oh fuck, no,
It's
I'm
okay.
never gonna make that.
Oh wait, you're not going to make that?
I need to gain 12.
Oh, so okay. I apologize. My
Yeah.
math is off.
Oh,
Hold-
sorry, 10.
Yeah, hold on to counter shot.
Alright.
Is that against Eerie?
Yes.
Yikes!
I also use a minor action to spend 2 healing surges to change my damage type of my robes to psychic. Sorry, love you. Or and I'm gonna step so that I can see Morgaine over to here.
That's 18
Like-
damage, right?
Here.
It is 18.
Almost bloodied.
One hit!
Close.
Saigar.
All right, I'm going to move up here, ignoring difficult terrain. Along the way, I'm going to use a minor action. And heal
Which has to
Eerie.
be adjacent.
Oh, sorry. We're right here. Heal Eerie.
Okay. Give me a heal check.
I would if I can find it. 1 second, sorry.
Totally okay. Man, look at that fucking power coming in useful. Here, you get 9 hit points.
It's like half my health.
And from this angle, I should be able to see Galad.
I'm gonna say no.
Really? Okay.
Nah, line of sight goes directly through the wall. No, even with your height, unfortunately, you wouldn't be able to see Galad.
Okay. We'll have to target Warren then.
I believe in you.
Me. Ah, Jesus, what's going on? Sorry, nothing's loading. My browser's like hanging up here. Sorry, guys. Okay.
Also,
and... sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, a line of sight. Would I be able to see Morgaine from this spot? If not, I would have moved one more. Steal.
I mean, I can see. I mean, I don't think he can see Morgaine there.
On the corner?
Warren,
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure would, yeah.
Yeah,
I
he
think
moved-
Warren can too,
he
because
moved
you
there
can see from like your top left character token, like the top left corner of both your characters can affect his. Saigar, you cannot.
Got
No,
it. Okay.
sorry, buddy.
Okay, just check.
Targeting Warren and using this.
Oh god, I remember a fight that went like this before.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Yep. Gonna have to take that one on the chin.
Cool. Yeah, you take 11 points of damage.
Just like last fight, I try so hard to parry it out of the air, but it still fucking gets me.
Yeah. You're getting
It's,
soft!
Move action. It's
Yeah?
Hello?
I'm sorry.
Where are these rolls when we're fighting bad guys?
Holy shit!
That's
Let's...
What's the burst, honestly?
actually I would position differently because it's a 6. Oh, wait, is it? Oh no, 5. Sorry, 5. Right there. That would have
Okay.
not hit Morgaine.
It would not have hit Kyvius either.
Why not?
Because you're not able to get line of sight between you and
I,
Kyvius.
I don't need line of sight.
What squares are you attacking?
It's 5
You don't
bursts
have-
around him.
You don't have line of sight to Kyvius' square.
Unless it's a self-centered burst, 5 squares from source. It's like a 0
Oh,
range
okay.
burst.
Like
Yeah.
it just, nothing blocks it. It's just
Right.
vision, which doesn't matter
Understood.
for that thing.
Alright, now, hopefully, I'm gonna close my eyes.
damn! Can you describe that to me?
Yeah, Warren finally, with the halo glowing extremely brightly,
Hang on.
reaches...
Oh,
Yeah,
Would
no!
you re-roll that?
Oh no! Can you use that on your turn? I don't know how it works.
God, you fucking rolled a 19 too. You gotta be quick. You got like 10 seconds, Erie.
Default here would be cruel. A fine mean turn into gruel. So add in some spice, make it real nice, or else you'll light up the fool.
Can you paste that into chat so I can read it? I have to fucking rule whether a limerick works or not. Yeah, okay. It's pretty generic. I'll allow it. Good luck with the reroll.
Wait, wait.
Oh. Nah.
Erie, can you describe to me the incredibly powerful effect that you have just unleashed?
Just focusing deep in my mind, all the troubles we've been through, all of the times we've been in trouble, or danger, all the pain, and just channeling that forward and pushing it all at once into everyone, just overflowing their mind with emotion and trouble
A
and
bad time.
challenge. But that ends my turn.
I would hope so. Kyvius, can you do anything while you are stunned at all?
I don't think anything can be done when
All
I'm
right.
stunned, right?
I just need 2 saving throws from you. First for the stun, second for the dace.
On button.
Oh!
Yeah,
Shrugged them both off like a champ.
it costs you a precious moment, and you find like Morgaine barreling down upon you while Erie has utilized the full force of his mental capacities to shut you down. But whether it's just your own inner strength or like the eye coming through in a pinch, you have a brief moment where Morgaine is like in your face before you fully regain control of your faculties. That is the end of your turn, but you no longer have any statuses. And speaking of,
The necrotic thing goes away, right?
Well, Morgaine's getting into this now. This is quite... It's fun to fight when there's nothing on the line. It reminds him of training days. And getting into the mood, he's gonna start having some fun.
Oh, does this need a sustain?
Yes, it does.
oh, thank you.
And he's gonna activate for Inner Inferno as a minor. And then he is going to do an armored assault against both Kyvius and Galadriel.
Oh no! That sounds really good! Kyvius for the 17, I imagine?
That's a miss.
That's 16, I know that misses you.
Yeah.
When you are dazed, you do grant combat advantage, so it is technically 18 versus AC. Would that make a difference?
No.
Okay.
Wait, the second attack is 24.
Why is that?
The first attack is 17 versus
Yeah.
AC for 16 damage.
Oh, I see. My apologies. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. Yeah. So yeah, 26 versus AC. Oh boy.
Oh yeah, jeez. Yeah, that hits. The second attack hits.
And you are
Five.
both marked.
Yeah, you take 5 points of damage, and you continually are marked by Morgaine. Glad, dearest. Start of your turn, you take another 4 points of fire damage. No, I mean just regular damage. As the heat radiating off of Morgaine is intense, is there anything that you can do while you are stunned?
Not that I know of.
Okay, I just need a saving throw from you then.
Alright.
Oh, good. Being a healer. Warren, can you do anything when you're stunned?
No. Not that I know of.
Can I have that saving throw?
Oh,
Hey!
Again, it cost you a precious, precious moment, but you find yourself like shaking off the effects of the worst that Eerie could throw at you. You hope?
I'm really happy. Warren actually looks happy to have gotten stunned by Eerie and not been killed.
Alright, I'm gonna move up here. And I like how he keeps moving away from me.
Yeah.
You're being respectful.
Oh, I don't know what's going on with my browser. Every time I open up the character sheet, it just like halts. Sorry, guys.
It's alright. Chill fun time. I'm scared. A lot of bad situations around us here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna roll this.
You need to be more specific of when you say, I'm going to roll this going forward.
Sorry, I apologize. I'm going to be firing a bunch of arrows right in the air, and I'm going to actually re-roll that.
You have a thing?
He countershots himself.
Yeah,
Up to 19.
yeah, I don't know if it's gonna help.
Claire, you would know.
But it's a critical miss.
Still in that one.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
was
a
it
nat
that one? Oh,
Yeah, that was a
Yeah,
nat
that's
one.
why it's red.
got it. So,
It just missed.
Yeah, it would be a miss no matter.
right, so in other
Yes.
words, I'm not going to use objections to miss at that point. I'll just use my minor.
No, hang on. Hang on. This is the second time you've done this, so I want to back you up a second. You can't keep takesy-backsying when and expect this to be fair. So really quickly, would 19, do you think, hit somebody's AC? Maybe. Because it would.
Well, right, but I thought it's not when it's automatic miss, though, right?
It's
It doesn't
not how
matter
it
what-
works. Nope, you can still
Oh.
increase it.
Oh, I see. I apologize. I thought the nat one automatically just. No, I think 19 would hit, so I'm going to go ahead with it then, because I've already
Okay.
rolled it.
Fantastic. Now, Claire, you know this power, and I apologize, I'm not familiar with. Do you recall if this is a single target attack?
Rain of arrows?
Yeah.
I'll have to check.
I don't recall what it's actually called.
It's a volley of something.
Yeah, but I'm not sure if it's a single target that leaves an effect or if it hits everything in the area. I'm going to assume that it's everything.
It's an area effect. It's not a single target.
Give me 2 secs.
Okay. It's important we do this one right.
It's fair.
Because this is the big move.
My teammates are nice. I keep expecting them to plant all these debuffs on me.
That would
Area
involve-
burst. Area burst 1 within 20.
Okay. So yeah, 19 versus AC for everybody. It's actually technically 21 versus AC. Oh no, I'm sorry, just 19 versus AC. Does that hit anybody?
That's 21,
It's-
right? It's in my lens's momentary sight is.
You have
I
not
haven't
used it.
used it. I've not used it. You're right.
It hits Kaivis.
Hyvius, you take a whopping 13 points of damage. And I believe that makes you bloodied.
That's correct.
There is a moment when the enormous pachyderm spirit just flows out of you and you can feel the blessing of the powerful ancient being leaving you suddenly. Psycho, is that your turn?
I'm now going to use my momentary, in lens momentary sight, my minor action on Galadriel.
Okay. Yeah, you're pretty sure you've got his number.
Okay. It's my turn. And I apologize. I really thought I didn't understand the nat
That's
one.
totally okay.
There actually would be a couple blemishes that illusory magic was.
What?
So I see through the illusion.
Scandal
tell me later.
elimination.
Just like one beauty mark that actually looks really good under his right eye.
The courts would have a field day. I dread to utter these words. Eerie, it is your turn.
We're just gonna do a couple moves and then we're gonna drop right in the center there and just try and sap away all the remaining will to just keep on going with
this
spending
gonna hit all
2
three of them?
power points. Yes.
Okay.
so the mark shouldn't be an issue, and it has a +2 against Glad.
What makes it have a +2 against Glad?
He's stunned.
Ah, yes.
Alright.
I'm pretty sure 25 versus Will hits all 3 of you.
Yeah.
It does. I can reduce the damage, though.
You sure can.
That is doubled because of the effect, so it reduces the damage by 18. And also because of the effect of Corrode, Eerie takes 12
To
damage.
clarify, does the attack not include you?
Oh! Oh, right! Okay, it's been so long
Yeah.
since we've done that.
I know. That's why I wanted to clarify the question. Yeah, you're hitting all 3 of them, correct?
Yeah.
That is a grand total of 17 points of psychic damage for all 3 of you.
And
And you
the
are all-
penalty of 4 to all attacks until the end of my next turn.
Indeed.
And I end my turn.
Could you say that a little bit more smugly?
I place 2 cards face down and end my turn.
Kyvius, before you even have a chance to respond, you take another 9 points of damage, both from the Inferno that is being dropped on you by the heat radiating off of Morgaine, and also the fact that you are being barraged by non-stop arrows.
I do not take the heat damage.
Nice. Oh, it's sorry. I'm sorry. It's just regular damage. It's just I keep forgetting.
It's just flavor
It's
heat.
a
not
metaphor.
It's a
So wait, how
metaphor.
much damage do I take?
9 total. It's all regular damage.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. There's really only one thing left to do.
Am I getting blapped?
Eldritch Blast.
Four. One second.
I put a thing in there that's like you just can like shake off negative status effects, and you're like, nah, it's fine. We don't need that.
We didn't know! We didn't take
Yeah,
it
we didn't know we
because
could double up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I thought I tried to be clear. I apologize.
Yeah.
No, that's why we were like, oh no!
Yeah, I tried to make it clear because there was 5 spirits and 6 players too.
No, that's why I thought the initiative rule. That's why I said one group gets 3,
Oh,
one group
no.
gets 2 when we
No.
were talking about it. So it's, yeah.
I'll
That's
let
why I
Glad
said,
have a
Warren,
turn.
you should use it for that.
Okay. Well, I'll let
Okay.
Glad have a turn when he rolls around.
All right. So, I mean, desperate times, right? Not much else to do.
Uh-oh. What does that mean?
Okay. Kyvius' iris explodes
Oh
with
my
Fey
god!
energy.
I roll like shit.
Does
I rolled-
18 hit anybody's will
No,
save?
It's 14. It's 14.
14.
because, yes.
Nope.
So,
Yep.
first, one question. Is that a ranged attack?
They have
They-
this thing that prevents that.
Yes.
You
Second
can't hit him.
question. Oh, I can't?
We
You
have
can't
the-
opportunity attack him.
You don't get
Isn't
one,
that-
no.
isn't that
Oh,
like
no,
Lad
that's
Book?
right. No, but the bloodied values. Did Warren only pick that up?
It's-
Warren has it, yes.
Warren.
Okay.
Yeah, I picked it.
Okay, never mind.
Fuck, does 14 hit anybody's ace or will save?
No, I'm sure it doesn't. But they're all dazed.
Oh, they're all dazed anyway. Wow, that's pretty good.
Okay.
And then I can shift, right?
You can
Yes.
shift too if you are wearing the
can
boots.
shift.
I am, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to shift down. I'm staying engaged with Morgaine.
That's not how that works.
Morgaine is bullshit.
Well, you're dazed anyway, right?
That is correct. He
Oh
cannot.
no, that's
Yeah.
right.
You cannot
Never
take
mind.
attack
You are
opportunities.
absolutely correct.
So you can shift 2,
Oh, okay.
and he can't attack you.
I will.
Teleport to safety.
Actually,
Good
I
call.
can full. He's dazed. I can full blown move, can't I?
Yeah, you can actually, because no opportunity attacks.
Yeah. So we're gonna get the fuck out of here.
Kyvius has left the battlefield.
No kidding. Stop measuring me. I am hiding behind this big toe right here.
Do you have 6 or 7 move?
I have 6. I'm right here, right?
You don't unfortunately be able to go here.
All right. I'm putting myself.
Yeah.
I'm making myself toe jam.
I'm gonna say that's partial cover.
I get partial cover from my ability anyway.
Indeed.
Morgane's lonely, and you
Yeah.
wish more friends would hang around him.
Can't figure out why. Kerthunk! I imagine that 32 crit versus Will does hit both of you.
Crits hit anyway.
I need to look at the mallet, your mercurial flail. Okay, just checking.
It's at Will's.
Yeah. And yeah, you pull both, I imagine, Galad and Warren too?
Yep.
Do you want to move Galad?
Galad's fine where he is, and Warren right in front of me.
Wee! Hello!
I think inside the other.
Good try.
Both marked.
So 14 damage.
14 damage. Bye, Galad!
Oh, did they both get bloodied?
Warren is
Glad
still
was
not
already
bloodied.
bloody.
Oh, right.
Oh no, yeah, I am. 31 is less than half of 70.
Yeah, we
Galad,
don't get to see
you-
your numbers.
Galad, you can also you watch as the spirit of the bear leaves your form, as it is now very quickly becoming that the balance is not in your favor.
And end of my turn, I auto-save. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Oh, like auto save, not auto save.
The game.
Yeah, I'm gonna press F5, and let's start this from the beginning. I think it can be more optimal.
Galad, I got some bad news for you, buddy.
Yeah.
Because even before the stun fades, you immediately take 11 points of damage from both Morgane and the Rain of Arrows, and you are knocked unconscious.
Yeah.
Hello! Seven plus 5... 12?
Yep.
I take the Steel Edition Healing Surge Total Defense action.
That's a ballsy move.
Which is 30... or 12... What's my Healing Surge value? Well, 17. Oh my god, that's a lot bigger than I thought.
And the spirit of the Auroch leaves you as well, as the powerful Minotaur spirit just vanishes off into the night.
It doesn't come back if I unbloody, I assume.
Does not come back, no.
That's alright. And I completely disrespect Morgane and book it.
Well, that doesn't hit.
No, it misses.
The fucking big disrespect.
I give him a big smile as I have spent my turn doing this. So like, I use my minor action to mark Morgaine, but that's about it.
Zygar.
I say, it's going to be really interesting to see which one of you beats Eerie. I'm curious at this point.
I'm just going to say, Cavius, I know you're trying to hide back there. Well, he's got partial cover. What does that?
He
What does
does.
that mean? Sorry.
He's got an AC that's 2 higher.
+2 higher. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. All right. Well, in that case, come on. Sorry, I apologize, guys.
Before you put your spam up button, I need you to tell me what you're doing.
No, I don't. I can't even actually do anything yet. 1 second. So I'm going to target Warren. Well, seeing as I can't see Kyvius for now, Warren, I guess I'm going to have to target you.
Good luck.
If I ever able to click on my browser, sorry guys, I need to get a new browser after this game. I'm going to basically, I'm going to try to weaken you a little bit further here, Warren.
That'd be a good shot. No, but I'd still take half damage. So I managed
Canonically, does Warren howl in pain?
to grunts.
I would imagine you howl in pain of some kind.
He grunts, but it does miss.
You have 28 AC.
I took the full defense, so I have 30.
Oh, you did. Okay, my bad. Okay. So you take 14 points of damage.
Yeah.
Because you are dazed on this turn, that's your only action that you can take, and therefore your rain of arrows vanishes as well.
Okay.
Which is good. Don't want to hurt the lad down there.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to do a saving throw, right?
Nope, you do
No,
not.
you automatically say.
It's automatic. Got it.
Yeah, until Eerie hits half health, you guys all auto-save against abilities that are not ongoing damage.
I'm just gonna shout out to Warren,
Hello, Warren.
and I'm just gonna pinch his nose with the force.
How many power points?
None.
That's nice of you.
Oh, that probably doesn't hit him.
It pinched my nose. Owie. Now, Eerie, I know I'm not good at resisting your effects, but that was insulting.
Sorry.
Kyvie said it's your turn.
Does Trishula weaken on a miss?
It does not.
He does not know.
No, my
Okay.
apologies. You gotta fix that.
Oh, do I have? Okay, yeah, you're right. I can change
effect
that.
happens whether it hits or misses.
Yeah.
So on the damage line, you would include that, but that's okay. Kaz, or I'm sorry, Kyvius.
Next to his Morgaine, so,
Any way to fucking use any hit point recovery for Galad?
yeah, but not without fucking.
I also
go ahead,
want
what's
to
your-
clarify. Up for a split second. Morgaine, is your stance just automatic, not a minor to keep
No,
up?
it's
correct?
a stance,
Fantastic.
so
Okay,
it goes
just check.
until I put a new stance.
Nice. All right,
I had that wrong the entire game.
just checking.
Not from range, I can't get him up.
You can come in close.
Can you just teleport Morgaine off a ledge to his doom? 'Cause I would be. But this character's too powerful for this edition.
Oh.
Nerf fighters.
I don't have the ring on.
No, you don't. But I have other means.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. I'm gonna roll, my, this is, okay. Well. One second. No, so wait, move can become a minor or minor can become a move?
Move can become a minor.
Yes.
But minor can't become a move, right?
Right,
okay.
it goes
That's-
standard, move, minor.
That's not going to work then. Huh. Yeah, this is not looking good, so I guess the only thing to do is... How far is stupid little fucking clone from me? Great. Okay, first things first. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Thank you for the reminder. So, make this really simple. I'm gonna reach out and I'm gonna Eldritch Blast Morgaine. I'm gonna roll. It's gonna be -2 to this roll, and I'll explain why in a second if it hits.
Is it on top of your -4 that you're getting from Yuri's Dishearten already?
Oh no, that was over.
Well, that-
because
that's
mine
over.
went, right?
That's over, yeah. This is just -2.
Okay.
I'm gonna select my token.
This is some fucking big brain play, Benji. You know that, right?
Yeah. It's probably not good.
Ooh, I think that hits me right on the dot. No, it actually won over my reflex.
Oh, I'm going to countershot that.
No, it's 17, not 19.
Then yeah, that misses.
Okay, yeah, nope, didn't work.
I use it anyway, sorry. I can't keep doing backsies.
Boof!
Then
Okay,
yeah,
so-
like as the Eldritch Blast goes out, immediately a fucking arrow just fires from Kyvis in that moment of your just like immediate vulnerability, and 25 versus AC,
That's a hit.
like 13 points of damage.
Goes down.
Just a quick reminder, it is not fun for any D&D game where there are two people who are sitting out and not doing anything, so I respect the fact that you guys are going to be keeping things moving at a solid, good pace. Morgaine, it's your turn.
Or didn't get to do anything all combat.
Or that! Yes, or definitely that.
Morgaine's gonna move here, and he is going to do a resolute strike against Warren.
It's very clear that he's like no longer seeing Warren as a threat. He's like saving his strength for the battle ahead.
And he's marked.
Got it. Your effect goes off at the start of my turn no matter what, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, super cool.
Ooh.
Oh. God, that's so fucking high.
Well, this is sort of an interesting situation. I suppose I couldn't convince any of you to turn on the other one.
I thought it was teams.
No, there's only one winner.
Oh dear! Oh dear!
There's only one winner. After you fight me, you have to fight each other.
Oh. Okay, maybe I didn't... Oh. Okay.
It's okay. You know? It'll be alright. Let's, see if we can get out of here first, though. Where's Kyvius' spot? Alright, cool. I'm going this way.
You're just gonna run away?
See if I get opportunity attack to death.
Yeah, right?
I didn't want to have to use it on that.
Oh, man. That's a bad feeling.
Yeah, I dip. I look upset that I do, but I dip out of the range of the sword. I do reach out towards Morgaine with the Fey magic, though, to try and one last thing at least.
That goes off.
That's a big roll.
So where do I go?
You're gonna make an attack against the Eerie clone.
No! I need him.
3 squares up, basic attack the Eerie clone.
Okay. I think this is just a basic attack. this one. I'm just gonna use this as my basic.
That's fine. Hit him! Get him!
Misses.
No!
Morgaine, apparently when he's compulsed, he isn't very good.
Well, I end my turn.
Warren. Are you all on the run?
Oh god.
Wow. Fucking wowzers.
Always on the run, I get it.
Wait, to be fair, does one of those miss?
Yeah?
Does
Yeah.
that mean he gets it back?
No, it's only if Warren use a reaction to prevent it from going off.
So
Okay.
the mist deals half damage, right? So one of them is half damage, the other one is
Oh!
Yeah, no, it's
That doesn't
you
matter.
explode him.
Even though I probably could make both miss, it doesn't matter. Down we go.
Warren, when you collapse, Jacuzzi raises his hand and says, "One team has fallen, one remains. You must decide. Will one among your number be nominated to learn the secrets? Or will you decide amongst yourselves through battle?"
Oh, he pauses through battle.
Yeah.
Okay, Morgaine thought we were going to talk about this.
talk this through.
I'm on board with the whole talking it over thing.
Oh, did he say figure this out through battle? Or
No, you can be like, cool, you know what, Saigar, MVP, you're the fucking guy, Eerie, I want you to be the person who learns the secrets or whatever. Or you can be like, nah, there's some disagreement. I want the fucking cool shit and be the special one, in which case the battle would continue until there's agreement.
I think Eerie should get it. It sort of fills his role in Pillar, right?
Yep,
It is decided?
it is decided.
As long as
Warren-
Eerie's okay.
Warren begins to weep uncontrollably at this news.
I'm so disappointed.
I was very curious how it would go out too.
Oh, I wanted them to fight each other. I'm not disappointed that I lost. That's fine.
I
Oh
would
yeah,
just
that's,
sit there
no, that's what I
firing arrows
mean.
in Morgaine, nothing would happen. It'd be just like plink, 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 plink.
I
You
already
also
said
used
steal
your-
a message of what would happen.
See, my only solution if I was going to win that would to be throw Saigar off the cliff, then kite Morgaine for 8 years.
We call that the wildfire special.
You're right.
Good, he says. Then stand down. And he makes his way off the top of the pillar and makes his way over to each of you. And whispering words in your ears, the strange spirits behind you once again vanish and leave your bodies, and you no longer feel that incredible strength. Kyvius, Warren, and Galadriel, you all feel once again restored to full hit points. And in fact, everyone does after a moment. The vast energies of this place restore you fully, and you regain all of your daily encounter powers and so on, like you had a long rest in the span of a second.
There's so many 2 places I've been to now that know how to do this. I wish I could bring this home with us.
I assure you, after you see the kiln, you will not feel so strongly about that.
Warren, are you okay? I don't think I meant to hit you that hard.
What? No, yeah, that was fucking fantastic. I mean, I'm a little disappointed that I didn't get to play it out a little bit more, but, I mean... My mistake was, I made some wrong assumptions, I think. Yeah, you're good.
Yes, I severely underestimated you, Eerie.
I thought we were going to have to fight each other. My actual plan was to get to be in the fray with the rest of you after my team had lost, but I'm a little disappointed now.
I'm sorry, Warren.
It's alright.
Well, as long as everyone had fun.
Yes, this should go great for strategizing.
Good. Then, little fairy, I need you to come with me.
Erie's fine.
You call out if you need anything, okay, Erie?
Yes, Mom.
And slowly, you and Jacuzzi make your way over to the far side of the arena. And after a moment, he once again speaks words in that strange, enigmatic language of his, and the enormous hand of this Titan lowers down and opens up so the two of you can step into the palm. And when you do, Erie, and the hand like closes over the top of you, you can feel yourself, like your body lowering down as if you realize that the inside of this thing appears to be mechanical in nature. It's not actually stone. And he looks at the little cute frozen kissy mark on your cheek and says, I'm afraid that will probably not survive the journey.
It's unfortunate, but expected.
And there's an abrupt stop as you all, or the two of you, find yourself at the bottom of this darkness, save for this enormous kiln-like furnace. And he says, close your eyes and extend your consciousness for a moment. I will help.
Do as he says.
You have visions of like flame and just extremely complicated things that you feel like Kyvius may have been better suited for, all said and done. And then after a moment he says, you're ready. Step into the flame. Or flutter, I suppose, in your case.
Confidently flutter forward into the fire.
You take 2 points of fire damage. And as you do so, you can feel your body just disintegrating into the flames like his did. And all around you is a quiet hum of machinery as your eyes open and you step out into somewhere extremely strange. The fire burns brightly behind you, and it's all far more advanced than anything you've ever experienced or thought possible. You're standing on a platform of like alloys that you don't recognize before this bizarre amalgamation looks like a foundling stone and like a crib of steel protrusions. And to your left and your right, you can see the thumb and the fingers of like one of those big giant stone titans, and you realize that you are still standing inside the palm of one of the enormous statues, but not the one that you were just stepped into, a completely different one on the outskirts of the Ka, and you find yourself being raised high in the air. Do you say anything?
It's gonna be kind of staring out in awe and just kind of disbelief.
Far beneath you, through the thick plates of arcane glass, falling further away every second, you can see the island of Rios. And then you ascend further. You are lifted through the rushing vortex of the howl, and you can hear the shrieking fury of the lindworms within it, like furious vultures that know better than to try to get anywhere close to this Colossus's moving arm. And in the distance, in the howl, you can make out the shape of a platform of the same kind of weird metal alloys as the being you stand inside. It's being thrown around the howl, attempting to right itself with like complex jets and gouts of flame and propellants and what have you, with no luck. But then you're through. You are emerged up and out through the ritual and into the starry night sky above. Not far beneath you is that domed shape of the caustic cloud that surrounds Rios completely, and you can only see the wrist of the big colossal statue barely poking up out of it. And you can see for thousands of miles in every direction. You can see ocean under a churning sky filled with millions of radiant stars. And from here, you can see that there's other continents in the distance, 3 or 4 big land masses with obvious civilization, big metropolises and harbors full of ships. And around Rios, staring down at the cloud of arcane energy with infinite patience and yet somehow emotionless disapproval, is a ring of those enormous statue beings. Some of them look stone, some of them are much more mechanical and complex in nature. They're all waist deep in the ocean, some of them like knee deep, but they all stare motionally into the haze, and you are subconsciously how alive they all are, no different than Morgaine. And after a moment, Jacuzzi says, we call those the inevitables. Just as there's beings that enforce mortal laws, we believe these beings have come to enforce immortal laws. How far on the horizon? Oh, go ahead.
What are immortal laws? Like the laws of the gods?
We don't know. We suspect that they wait because whatever act they are awaiting hasn't yet occurred. We're not guilty of the crime they've come here to witness. But what great cosmic law might be broken here, I can't say. Nor can I say what the inevitables will do if the law is broken. I don't think they appear particularly merciful, though. Do you?
No. Couldn't say they would be.
But that is only one of the things that you are here to observe. Look out over the ocean. And you're not really sure what he's calling your attentions to at first. And I need you to make a perception check. You can see that there's a distinct reddish coloration flowing from Rios, but you don't see very far out in the ocean. The opal trench, that enormous split that Cord had ruptured into the world, is tainted with this dark crimson hue. And almost subconsciously your mind goes to your holy symbol as he smiles to you and says, "It's not wine."
That's Erithus's blood, I'd assume?
You would assume incorrectly, in fact. I think if you search your soul, you already know the answer. You know of the red depths, I imagine, how if you dig deep enough, the rocks give way to soft crimson tissue in this world.
Yeah.
And you've heard how the greatest sorcerers of your land refer to geomancy, the moxie of the earth, as blood magic. And they hide the knowledge of arcana from the common people, yes?
Of course.
And you've heard the signs that the gods warn you against. If you look down, and you can see again sort of the horrible arcane dome over the island surrounded by this Titan Colossus creature. This is why the rest of the world avoids this accursed place, watched in horror by ancient inevitables. Because Rios, land of the gods, is the island that bleeds. If you can't see it in the oceans, then bear witness to the horizons. And at first you don't know what he's talking about. The world curves slightly, becomes hazy in the distance. Can you roll your perception for me one more time? It takes you a long time. Longer than you'd like to admit. And only barely can you see something strange happening from your incredible skylight view. You can see that the distant horizon lifts a little bit, like the ground isn't really solid, but part of some great wave. And Eerie, you're sweating bullets in concentration, and you realize that it's not really the ground, it's like a fin or a wing. Like the far horizon is some distant layer of flesh in motion.
Is this entire world alive? With Rios as its heart?
He smiles broad. Your astrologers have always thought it's fascinating the stars barely move, but they are pulled along like luminescent krill in the current of this world. And her name is Eok, and she is our world, yes.
How do you spell that?
EOK is the name of the planet. And the more you stare, the more you realize that you can't make out what he's trying to show you. It's hard to tell how much is real and how much is imagined. It's the closest you can see is that your island is sitting on the back of some great creature, vaguely geometric in shape, kind of flat overall, like some kind of giant, graceful manta ray. To the far east and the west are fins, and behind you some cosmic tail, long and serpentine, but you can't see the head of the creature. It must be vast, and you have no doubt that it would also be graceful and beautiful, but you cannot, with your fairy eyes, unfortunately, bear witness to the horizon. This is the secret of the sky, the secret that we long guard. And now, let me really blow your hair back. If you were to spend a lifetime here studying among us, you could see even more. You can see that this galaxy, this night sky all around us, is even smaller than you imagine. Because this world isn't swimming through the cosmos, it's swimming through a pool, beneath a tree, in a building, in a temple, deep in the heart of a city. Because we are just one of 100 worlds dreamed up by the gods, swimming tirelessly in their gardens. When you traveled through the Stair of Penance, did you witness the doorway there was there? The one that appeared to have grown from the ground like a living thing.
Yes, we traveled through it. I think a couple times now.
Good. Eok swims through the waters of the garden in a city that I refer to which has a name. The name of the city is Sigil. It is a place that connects all places, all worlds, even ours. And you have seen its influence of this city of doors whenever you witness one of these doorways. Because as our world swims through the waters of her gardens, what your scholars call the astral sea, her nature is impossible to ignore. And he stares out in the stars for a long time.
Connecting doorways. That's something.
And there's still more past that which even I can't perceive. Past that into the far realms of madness and chaos, and then past that for all of infinity. Million stories, a million realms, on and onward to transcend concepts like time. Don't worry if the vastness seems incalculable. There's a reason we're so selective with our devotees. The important thing to remember is this. The ground we stand on is alive, and it's sacred. And that no matter how big or small somebody's goals, whether that to be to construct a city worthy to catch the eye of a god, or whether it's just to settle down and be a good father and ensure your children grow up safe and cared for, all of these goals are equal in the scope of the infinite. Your dragon wants someone to care. No one will ever care.
Just trying to take this all in.
Yeah. Your ice nymph's kiss melts off down from your cheek. Can I have you go ahead and roll for me a wisdom check? Wisdom? Yeah.
It's just wisdom.
Yes. I mean, if we had a sanity skill. Cool. I'm gonna give you another magic item when we're done here. But not yet.
And the whole order is just... Your whole goal is to keep this a secret from everyone?
We are just seeking to understand and learn.
Just understand all these worlds and what it all means, what it all comes together to, where we're going, what's going to happen,
To understand
what our role is.
to understand the inevitables and know that someday if they stir, perhaps we will be able to stop them. Whether by words or something else. You protect this island, so do we.
Hmm.
I guess we really do share a common goal then.
Even though both of our enemies seem insurmountable as well, yes. You may, of course, tell your companions about the nature of this experience, but they will never understand it the way that you do. It must be observed to be truly understood. Did you have
Honestly,
any
I'm-
questions?
I'm not sure if they'll believe me if I tell them.
I bet they will believe you.
I wonder if we use an item for unearthly knowledge, our head explodes.
Just the how. How?
Yes.
I thought it was supposed to, like, erase memories if you pass through it.
It has. Very much so. We are protected by the nature of the being that we move through. The ritual cannot affect us here. But it affects the one who flies through it, you know.
Anyone who flies through it?
As far as we know. Some are stronger than others. Some have centuries of memories they can draw upon, but little by little, the nature of the spell erodes it all.
So if someone were to, say, be continually flying through it year after year, just going back and forth every few hundred years or so, even they'd have their memories slowly erode away?
I would be amazed if they could even remember who they were.
And just how long has your order been here and watching Eok?
Since Palor called us, about, 300 years, 350 years ago. It's hard to keep track of the decades. When did the Warforged appear? Whatever the answer to the question, that was the year. That was the year the first inevitable fell from the sky and landed in the oceans and trekked to Rios. And its mere existence outside of sight caused such ripples in the consciousness of the people that lived on the island that their minds were forever changed.
And so the inevitables, they just stand there and wait until whatever sin this land is supposed to commit occurs. occurs and then they'll deliver their judgment?
That's what we believe.
So, unrelated though, but the gates are all connected, right? They're related to Sigil.
They are... The easier way to explain it would be this. You are familiar with the elements of magic, yes? Fire, water, wind, earth?
Yes.
Has it ever occurred to you that there is nothing they have in common except for purpose? Sometimes they create, sometimes they destroy, sometimes they're visible to the eye, other times not.
I guess, yes.
The thing that binds them is their purpose can never be altered. They have function in their purest forms. And there are other concepts that we can perceive that function in the same way. Light, pain, gravity, entropy, things of that nature. What you refer to as the Titan's Gates, we refer to as an element that comes from the city sigil. The element of possibility. Perhaps a doorway follows the same criteria. It's a simple purpose to be passed through. So the element of possibility, one of the driving forces behind the universe, manifests as a door. After all, when you have changed lives, doors open to you, and possibility spreads and grows.
And is each door different for the possibility of each person who could enter it?
That is precisely it.
Going off of that, the mantles, how are they related to these possibilities and planes and different worlds?
He throws his head back and laughs and says, I imagine that you've already thought that when a soul dies and is trapped forever in the howl, to fall back as a foundling stone or be rent to pieces, that's no life for anyone, yes?
Of course not.
We have been blessed. One of the furnaces within these inevitables we call the kiln. The kiln is something of a lantern. It calls the souls. They can see it, a light in the darkness, if you will, if you've ever heard that expression before. And when the souls come to us, we're able to reforge them, to give them a purpose. And all that's left is the possibility that remains. Someday, when the howl dissipates, these mantles of yours will return back to whence they came. But for now, they're here, for purpose, for possibilities. We forge them. We put them out into the world.
So if souls are called to the kiln to be worked and looked after by your kin, what about the foundling stones?
People that are too stubborn, too strong-willed to ever allow themselves to be simply an object. They know what we offer, they reject it. They think they can fight the will of this howl and ultimately always fail. It's not an easy choice, you know.
No, I could only imagine.
Let us hope that we never have to ask the question of ourselves, if we were to die, would we want to be used or be a rock for all of time? Someday the howl will fade, and I pray the inevitable is like what they see.
You and me both.
Well, you may stay for some time if you like. I must return, see how your friends are doing, and when you are ready, simply use the flame.
Thank you. I have a lot to think about now.
And I'm just gonna sit up here for a while and just stare down at everything or up at everything.
Yuri, your time spent in contemplation of this world has unlocked something deep within your soul, and I have added something to your equipment as well, called the Way of the Weaving Sky, the order that the song that resonates within your soul now that you've seen the truth. How long do you stay up here?
Probably like 30 minutes to an hour extra.
Okay. Plenty of time for Warren to explain to the rest of the group how he totally would have won if things were just a little bit different, and how you guys should have fought to the death.
Mostly the second one.
Yeah. Plenty of time to have, Galadriel have his 3rd cup of tea.
Is it good?
It's getting less good as time goes on. But eventually, after an enormous amount of time has passed, you do step back into the flame, take another couple points of damage, ow, your poor little wings, and come fluttering out with strange, new, profound insights to once again see the familiar faces of your friends standing at the base of what you now know as a giant war machine that is just waiting for a day of judgment.
If he arrives before Eerie, Morgane's first question is Eerie okay?
He's got a strong mind, that one. He'll probably be fine.
Yeah, he's...
Probably.
Knowledge can drive anyone crazy.
I'd say 50-50.
I would... He has better odds than that.
He's gotten better at what he did. Certainly left his mark. I'm glad that Glenn got to experience it firsthand. After me seeing it for so many years. It makes me happy that you guys can kick my ass, by the way.
Yeah, I was a little confused when you ran at me.
Well, I really did think the rest... Look, it's not important what I thought. I made some wrong assumptions. Also, I just wanted to clash blades with you. It's always entertaining.
Well, I'm glad no one really got hurt.
No. There's a beauty in this sort of thing that I think is lost on most of the world, and it's nice to get to experience it.
I cannot believe that you raised your sword against me, Morgane. I'm deeply wounded.
Not that deeply.
Deep cuts, did you say,
Profoundly.
Galadriel?
Profound. Well, I'm sorry, Galadriel. I wasn't really aiming for you.
And now you seek to rub it in?
He may not have been, but I was.
Well, I expect that of you, Saigar.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
A Warforged destroying things is like a carriage with wheels. It's just to be sort of assumed.
You've lost me. Was that a good metaphor?
I don't know.
Yeah. He lost me a little bit there too, if I'm being honest. Oh, hello.
How are you feeling?
It's hard to put into words. Enlightened?
That's a hell of a phrase. I'm a little jealous, but I'm glad it was somebody I can talk to about it and not, watching it leave.
Yeah, I have a... We need to talk about some things, but we're gonna need a lot of time to talk about it. And I think we have some other matters to attend to. And it might be a little rude to leave Zamboni waiting while I'll tell you the full story.
No, you have all the time in the world. After all, I want you at your best when we take you to the kiln. It is a little wild right now.
Well,
Just to check on something, is it, in case anything gets confusing, is it against your order's principles for visions of what he seemed to be shown to another? Can it only be explained?
No one will truly believe you. We've learned that already. Unless you see it for yourself, it's a myth. At the very least, it doesn't change how people behave, whether they believe it or not.
So, if I saw it out of his head, I wouldn't believe it?
I've never experimented.
Okay. That makes me really worried with that level of knowledge that you seem to be talking about.
The spirits have chosen him. They trust his judgment. So must I.
Eerie, if you showed us what you saw through visions, would our heads explode? Take it in strides first?
how about I just try and describe it for you, and
Okay.
go from there.
If you're afraid of it, that's enough for me to be cautious. Warren looks
Hello.
almost, not quite, but almost more excited about this than the fight.
And I'll slowly start to try and explain about how Rios is...
You see, Rios is just a small continent on a giant whole area. There's a whole bunch of other cities and continents, right? We already knew that one, right? Outside of the Howl. But on the back of a giant, winged fish swimming through the stars, which is actually a small pond in a temple in a city with infinite number of doorways to an infinite number of alternate worlds and different possibilities everywhere.
When you say winged fish, he doubles over laughing and wipes tears from his eyes.
And all these giant statues are actually... Let me bring up the name. They're called the Inevitables, and they came here about the same time as the Warforged, around that time. And apparently they're judges waiting for Rios to commit whatever sin they were supposed to do, and then they were going to do whatever they came to judge the island or not.
Have they acted before?
Apparently not.
Are they Warforged?
Hello.
I mean, as far as I can tell, they're mechanical.
And there's no inkling of what sort of criteria that judgment falls on. That'd be a little too simple, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
And this kiln that we're going to is one of them. And it's actually where all the souls of where the people die go to.
The souls of people on Rios.
Souls is a word we don't really like to use. More like remnants of possibility or purpose. The Howl takes so much from us.
That is a pretty accurate description of what we saw left of Ashtongue the First. He wasn't really a soul anymore. He was just kind of what he stood for.
Well, I know I
Right.
never saw no furnace.
But Ashtongue became a foundling stone.
Right.
This kiln contained souls of those who haven't fought, defied the Howl.
Well, the way I kind of understand it is the people who come here, they're taken care of by the keepers here. Some of them will go on to become the mantles that you wear right now. And the Foundling Stones are just from those who are too stubborn to be given to that way.
Wait, are you saying my mantle's a person?
So when
A
these things,
fragment of possibility.
so when these things talk to us, they were like actually talking to us. I assume
saw
you'll
a
talk
child
to you.
in there.
So is it like a trapped soul then?
Again, soul has terrible connotations, especially when you combine it with trapped. That would be an evil artifact of the highest order. When a person dies, there are three possibilities. Their essence, their being, is cut off from whatever great final rest they would normally retrieve. And if they are weak-willed, they are torn asunder, scattered to the winds, nothing left remains of them, and they are added to that which you see above you, and he points up to the Howl. An accursed ritual done by one without compassion or care. Some recognize this is their fate, and they fight the Howl for a time period, and much like a lighthouse in a storm, they come to us as a port, far distant on the edge of the Howl. And here, that which remains of them is given a second chance at purpose, temporarily. And there
So
are
it's like-
those who deny us further, and inevitably, they often fall. They return back, coated with the residuum of the Howl itself, and crash land back to the world that once hosted their body.
So,
So
this
the-
purpose, what is the purpose of the kiln then?
Only to give these lost fragments of possibility and purpose a semblance of a body with which to continue. A halo, a cloak, a sword. They
it's
are
like
reforged temporarily.
it allows their purpose to still exist in the world, what they stood for.
For a time. Someday the Howl will fade, and they will be finally at peace. But they are not trapped. They are not tortured. If anything, I imagine that the darkness is a worse fate.
So you said those are the only possibilities. What about, point to Morgaine, what about this guy next to us?
They're the only possibilities that we are familiar with. No doubt there are people of incredible strength who manage to, perhaps with the blessing of the gods, manage to make it through the Howl, and we don't know of the ones who are not torn asunder. But the majority, this is true. One of these three.
Okay.
This is a lot in the way that what you've kind of shied away from the word soul for like repurposing and but the Howl itself, as they are torn asunder, is that their soul? Or you'd say no? You'd say that's a poor choice of words for option one as well.
The Howl is a spell, but all spells are fueled by emotions. In this particular case, malice, pride, not a good foundation for anything positive. And this vortex that has been created often sucks in those who are unaware of how dangerous it truly is. Not in this life, but in the next. If anything, it continues to grow, feed in on itself. Most spells fade after a time, but there is a magic that sustains it from the many who have died.
So when you die here on Rios, you don't get an afterlife?
There is no peace for those who are lost in these vast wars. There is only darkness. There is only destruction. Or there is only the stones.
Seems like Grim Fates.
It's just Grim Fates. I mean, it was... Up until this point, it was almost... I mean, it was laughable to all of us, I'm sure, but it was almost... I don't know, you could attribute many of his actions to an ignorance, viewing the span of a human lifetime versus the creation of a greater work, a larger being looking down on a smaller being and thinking they're dispensable or disposable, but to deny the immortality of the afterlife itself, to condemn not just someone's living, but their dying as well, as fuel for your... whatever you want to call it. It's pure evil.
I talked to the Raven Queen because I thought the Carl were doing the worst things on Rios by entrapping the souls and forcing them to continue to live out their life for a different purpose, but the fact that the alternative is nothing. You can't just fucking take what people have worked for their whole lives, what they've earned in their existence, and just strip it away. It's not a fair service to anyone.
How would any god just sit here and watch it happen?
That's just it, though. Are the gods really here to help us?
Is that knowledge that you all have? The actions of deities related to this? Do they choose not to interfere?
Jacuzzi rolls up his sleeve, and you can see there's tattoos on his arm as well that are multiple. Where the lines of the rings of the Illumined of the Ka once were, it has been done in a complex, beautiful symbol instead, where it was just like hard single lines, but now it represents like the different levels of a sunrise, and beneath that there's an enormous symbol of Palor.
Could we get that done to mine? That looks much better.
So, Halo's looking out for people is what you're saying?
I'm saying that if you listen, they're always talking. The best thing about the gods is they allow us to make our own decisions. I believe to interfere would be somehow non-divine. But it is through Palor, through Morden, that we have learned how to reforge. And so we do. Everything we can.
Could it even be said that maybe, through the Raven Queen, some souls that would touch Oblivion instead get at least something?
It is possible. And we also do not know what the darkness is. When we craft the souls through the kiln, when they are finished, when they are forged, they are lost to us. They're taken from us, waiting to find, I suppose, someone like you.
Or will they ever see peace? If we tear down this veil, do they ever get an end?
The day the howl fades is the day that everything goes back to peace, we hope. Assuming this little boy doesn't destroy us first, and he kicks the ankle of the giant titan, who of course doesn't move.
You could assume that maybe this is like the last chance, right? Like if this island gets turned into some abomination that would corrupt the rest of the world, they're here to be sure that doesn't happen. It's just a theory, but like if everything goes fuck up, they make sure the rest of the world doesn't suffer for it.
Well said, yes, if everything goes fuck up, then I suppose that they would act. It feels a little like we're not too far from that sometimes. I can feel it in the wind, I think, if I concentrate.
There are only a few nations left.
Warren, I think it goes without saying, we can never go to war.
Well, I already stood against it, so this helps enforce my beliefs. But yeah.
If we ever engage or fight the Ka, the amount of people we'd sentence to this
Is astronomical. But Morgaine, what alternative do we have against the Ka? I mean, I'm happy to listen to alternatives, but what do we have?
The Ka have their own purpose.
The alternative... Sorry.
I was gonna say, the Ka believe in not killing. I don't know if their reasons are the same as ours, but they believe in the prolongment of death by any means necessary.
Jacuzzi, I know you have the markings, although you made them your own. Do the Ka know this truth, or does someone in the Ka know this truth?
That I do not know. I was raised a slave, I fled at the earliest opportunity, and I followed the sun. Who brought me here?
Hell of
Here's
an
the thing.
escape story.
Regardless of what happens going forward, knowing what we know and knowing what we don't know, with this knowledge comes the inevitable truth that
Miles.
we have already condemned others to this. And the only way to make recompense, the only way to make it right for our past actions and for any actions going forward, is to tear down this veil between our world and the afterlife. We owe it to those, whether they were enemies or friends, to save them.
A lot of you... A lot of you weren't there, but it's actually the same promise I made in my deal with the Raven Queen, that I wanted to bring down the barriers around this island.
But this also means we couldn't go and yell at Vale about this and make him angry, right? We can't do anything that risks so many lives until their souls aren't
Until
at
we
risk.
know... That's absolutely right. Until we know how to do what we need to do, we need him closer, not farther. And at this, I'd pull out my crown and I'd put it on my head.
I glare at Kyvius.
Listen, glare all you want, but the truth of the matter is, at this moment, we have no idea how to bring this thing down. But if anything, has been a big red X right in front of us saying what we have to do, what we owe it to ourselves and to others to do, it's right in front of us. And the only thing I know is that at this moment, I don't know how to do it. And there's only one other creature that does. That I know of. And so we have to keep him close until we know.
And if he's even all there,
Which we know he's not.
No, he's not.
No, he's really not.
No, he's definitely not.
Definitely not. We're talking about the dragon, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes, we're talking about the drag. Yes.
Good. You know, he knows we're here. He's made his way up the mountain once or twice. Refused to listen to anything we had to say, but he knows we exist, and has never inflicted violence on this place.
Has he come in the shape of a frog?
He came in the shape of a man.
He likes to choose different shapes for things.
We recognized him, you know. I actually had a book from when I was younger that depicted him in a state that I recognized.
Well,
Really?
yeah. Who'd he come as for you?
I'll fetch it for you. I'll show you the picture.
Oh God.
Oh boy. I'm scared.
He leaves for a little while.
Yeah, none of this makes sense to me. When I died, I just saw darkness.
But were you really dead?
I'm pretty sure I died.
I have
think.
I have pretty strong memories of you melting.
Yeah, that's not something I'm really gonna forget.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying. Do we really know how to bring someone back from the dead? So maybe you were just in between the limbo.
Hey, does that sort of change the nature of Jan Savos then?
I was wondering on that.
In what way?
In what sense?
Well, I'd always assumed it was sort of a terrible thing to pull someone's soul back, you know. Let them die, let them be at peace. But considering the alternatives, I don't know that I can shame what he does as much anymore. Although I know his motives aren't just, really. Hello.
I found it. This was a text from Shokea, a city from long ago, before my time, really, that depicted their leader. They just referred to him as the Ancient One. Here, take a look, and he flips it open and shows you to a page. And the picture says 1,000 words.
That fucking summary.
That
Should've
is
closed it.
a hell of an image to have painted for yourself.
Do you feel my description was appropriate?
Yeah. It's crazy to think that the people cowering beneath him could have also been his own citizens.
Oh, no doubt they were. This is an artist's interpretation. Certainly, not exactly as he appeared to me, but close enough that I recognized the person.
How old is this picture?
It's a woman.
Hundreds of years, preserved by magic.
Do you have any guesses as to what the fuck he wants us to do with this whole thing?
I do not. Perhaps you should ask.
He's not very open about talking about it.
He wants us to build a city for Erithus.
Yeah, but why does he need us? Does it fit somewhere in Erithus' tenets? To bring the mortal races up to build a grand civilization? That's my best guess. Just always weighs on me.
I know it's a good question. I mean, did he have a group similar to us when he built Shokea? Well, I suppose we couldn't really
Unless we
know
went there.
that. Yeah.
Which, I mean, could.
No, I think motivation is an excellent kind of line of thinking. Why us? Or anyone? He created a scenario where he was going to find a group of people that were worthy, and it just happened to be us, but it could have been anyone. Why?
They did have multiple groups, a lot of groups, some from the north too, all fighting for it.
Perhaps he has some level of self-awareness.
As I said when we first met, there were more groups than just you who perished to the creatures in the Stair of Penance as well.
Yeah.
We watched him terraform this land for centuries. Not me personally, mind you, but it has been spoken to us by the Blind Master and between the disciples. This has been a project he has had for generations.
Has he himself ever been up here?
I think your fairy friend is still a little stunned from his earlier excursions. He has.
Yeah.
He came up here in the form of a person.
Right.
That was why I got the picture.
Yeah. And to go through such rigorous conditions and to send us so many different groups to the Promised Land and to play so many games with them to see if they passed all his checks.
It's... yeah. I mean, maybe understanding the why will help us understand the how, but they don't seem very related at the moment.
You did say something about... did Eerie explain the malice part of the how?
I think Yuri tried to explain everything really well, and I suspect that's something that Morgaine could also assume pretty easily. It was definitely a spell that was done in a moment of stress.
So, malice and the sort of negative emotions, does that mean, what if someone dies happy? What does the howl do to them?
We truly don't know the details of how emotion plays off of the nature of that magic, I'm sorry. We only know it is a hurricane that exists beyond this world. And the soul, or what you would refer to the soul, is a fragile thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Just... I don't know.
No, it feels like for every single thing we uncover, we almost have more questions than answers.
Well, you mustn't dwell for the moment. We still have that task that I have to, really must insist upon.
I think that's probably a good way of taking our minds off things for a little
We'll
bit.
let everything settle, that's for certain.
Oh, assuredly.
Lead the way.
Or what is it that you have in mind?
The
Other
nature...
part of the quest.
Yes, you witnessed the 5 spirits that appeared before you to aid you in battle. The kiln itself possesses a similar spirit, although perhaps slightly more radiant in nature. I fear that with all of the recent disturbances and death and bloodshed and what have you, it has had its hands full to capacity, for lack of a better word, and it needs to be quieted.
And what would the process be of quieting the kiln?
I'm asking you to come beat up my forge.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
That's all you had to say.
You
All right.
are
Of course.
speaking my language.
It sounds a little silly when I say it out loud like that.
Speaking
Well,
my
Most
language.
sense you've made all day.
how else would we do it? Apply
Yeah,
a pacifier?
that's what I thought he asked us in the first place.
Ugh.
If you need time to recover, I'm in certainly no rush. But if you are fit as fiddles, as they say.
I'm ready to shake off a loss.
I'm ready to go.
Fantastic. As you begin the slow trek down the mountainside, your thoughts full of all of this, you're pretty sure that like you couldn't take any more fucking random complexities of just more shit just happening at once. All 6 of you feel a sending spell in your minds. And this particular spell is a little unusual because it doesn't follow the 25-word limit the way that Erie's does. And it comes with an image as well. It is a very specific glyph, an image that fills all of your minds, that Warren, you recognize immediately as the symbol for the Bonds Mages. And a voice that you all recognize as Maestro fills your mind and says, "Children of Rios! Death! A thing of the past! Our esteemed association under new management has unlocked the secrets of eternal life. No longer will a loved one fall to the cruelties of fate. So, gather your savings, draw the symbol, call us. Our word is our bond."
Did we get spammed?
Yep.
Can I block this number?
Wait, but the implications, you guys, if souls don't die and don't go and fuel the howl,
Warren calls back to the message in his head.
are the Bonds Mages in trouble from Vale?
Ooh. Warren calls back to the voice in his head. Car or the north?
What was the question?
I just say car or the north, implying who did you guys get to deal with? He doesn't expect an answer.
Yeah, there is no reply.
Cool. It certainly changes the nature of a lot of things.
I'm just not sure how yet, though.
What does this new management refer to?
Their new corporate sponsor. Right now. Someone who's fueling their ritual. They've apparently discovered how to draw souls back into their bodies.
The Legion of Radios.
And they either have sided with the car or with the North. But I don't know which.
I think
Yep.
the safest bet for our plans would be the car, no?
Well, we need to figure out the Brave Lands too.
It's an area that we've neglected pretty badly. We don't necessarily know where... I mean, we know where we stand with the car. We have no idea where we stand with the Brave Lands.
We don't know fucking a thing about them.
I know.
Well, I used to be a
Nothing.
diplomat in my time.
The old
I-
woman seemed nice. I remember that when we were kids.
James seems fine. He was one of them.
Do we send diplomats or do we go? I'm not sure how that works.
I feel like a personal appearance is better.
I think it depends
Why-
on
why
how
do you
much
think
you
that?
like them.
Why do you say that, Eerie, about personal appearances?
Well, then, so words don't get confused. You send a
No, that's
middleman, you don't know what they'll say.
It also shows much more respect.
Also, to be fair, our kingdom's new, and most of our diplomats don't know what we stand for yet anyway.
That is also true.
That is very, very true. I didn't understand half the things that we're trying to do still.
Me neither.
You guys still need to... We need to still get that constitution all sorted out.
Yeah, I think this will help. A lot of introspection, you know? A lot of thinking about life and things.
Yes, I'm feeling very... How did you put it, Eerie? Enlightened?
Exactly.
You know
Feeling
it's gotta
don't
be
fuck with
good.
Souls is gonna be on the list now.
You know it's gotta be good for him, because I had to feel enlightened. He usually knows more than us.
At least he pretends to.
I resent that.
He's... tricked me.
You begin to make your way away from the base of the Bakwe Monastery. There's one monk who stops you for a brief second who's like, it was so great to meet y'all! and begin a slow descent down multiple rocky paths down the cliffside. And as you eventually get closer and closer to like a small waterfall that comes pouring down from the top of the mountain that is just frozen ice. Thank you, Galad. You can see that there is an enormous, like one of the colossal chests, basically an enormous chest cavity that's built into the mountain itself that looks like it fell from one of these creatures. And it has a hole that's been sort of built into the inside of the mountain would lead you directly into it. And it's how did you just say focus, Warren? It is a very nice little stone bridge built across water where letter-shaped fish go swimming and swooping through the lily pads, and the entrance to this enormous cavernous chest cavity of this warforged is not too far. And he says, "Behold the forge!" Doesn't look much from the outside, but that's sort of true for our order in general. You seem stunned!
Did we break wild?
I think he ran away.
Sorry, I took this opportunity of being amazed by the fucking logo to pee.
He had to get his phone to download it.
Yeah.
There's a special only now with the links.
So inside is what you call the kiln,
Quite right, yes.
and I know that you said you want us to go in and beat up your kiln. Any advice on what we can expect in there?
Yes, actually. It won't harm you, and that might be the worst part. You're familiar with the concept of positive energy, yes?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Is it gonna positive us to do life-death?
It will probably try to reforge you. Don't let it.
Oh! Oh, it's gonna try and turn us into my Halo. Cool! I'm not ready to be a gold thing yet.
Whatever happens to me, Warren is not allowed to wear me.
We'll give you to leave.
The building that you are ushered into is cylindrical in nature. It's about 100 feet across, and in the center of it is this huge, beautiful cylindrical pond filled with lily pads, which obviously Jacuzzi just walks out into the center of it and plops his feet down in the water and gestures for you to look down, and you can see that like deep beneath the actual water is again like churning machinery, like lava tubes constantly igniting whatever's down there. And you can see that in the water, which is constantly swirling and twirling around the center pedestal, which rotates slowly on its own axis, it appears to almost be like some kind of enormous cog. And Jacuzzi spins in slow circles as he kind of walks and talks at the same time. He says, "This is the Eternal Kiln, for which the Order of the Kiln is named. And when you are ready, I will call the Saint, and you will quiet him." Simple, I imagine, for someone of your talent.
We have the strangest way of making simple things difficult, so we'll do our best.
Can I take a second to remove my hood of the owl for now and turn the token into a necklace and put that on? The Raven Queen
man.
necklace?
Yeah.
Cool. And just think in my head, alright, now I get to know if our deal's for real.
Well, If you need me, I'll be up on that ledge. You can see that the column is sort of tiered with like 3 or 4 different ledges. With like, there's no way that anyone else could climb, but Jacuzzi like begins to slowly like hop up the ledge to. He would just hop up the ledge to kind of get up there. And among the glyphs that are embedded in the walls, the room is otherwise fairly undecorated, save for like complex lotus patterns and symbols of sunrises and sunsets and agriculture fields and wheat blowing through the fields and symbols of Palor that would bring you peace were it not for the fact that the light streaming down through the roof and then hitting kind of like the hot lava below in the water doesn't strike you as like particularly safe at any point in time. And also in here you can hear the humming of non-stop machinery. And before he departs, he says, one last thing. Can any of you heal your companions, mend their injuries?
I raise my hand.
Wonderful! I would advise that you do not do that! And then he raises both his hands and says, we call upon you, eternal Kilnsate! Awaken! And calm the fuck down! And as he hops across the water, the lava begins to like churn and like ignite with that strange light once more. An enormous spirit begins to like slowly form in front of you. It appears to be vaguely Foundling Stone-esque in nature, which of course comes as no real surprise to you. But also that it, the crystal that is at its heart is surrounded by 4 giant radiant wings of flame. And it hovers in the air in the center of the room as if appraising all of you, as it has so many before you.
Hello.
Hey. And that's where we're going to end today's session, and I will see everybody next week.
Hey.
Is next week a sure thing, or was it unknown if it's going to happen next week?
I think we might end up skipping next week. I'm not sure yet. I think it's it's a little up in the air for like a couple more days, if that's okay with you guys.
Yeah.
All right.
Guess I have to change the power to be radiant damage.
In addition, before you guys start today's fight, you all hit level 10.
Woo! What?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah!
Yeah.
My new power is useless for this fight.
Uh-huh.
Because it heals?
Uh-huh.
Kaz already knows. I have to spend the whole week reading powers.
Uh-huh.
Shit, I have to do that too. God damn it. Although mine's just probably pew pew Warren.
No, it's a utility power, so it's like a fucking, it's an easy one. You guys will be fine.
That's
oh
true.
my god, that
Yeah,
is not true. I was agonizing over level 10.
Well, you sounded like that was a punishment. You'd be doing that anyway.
It's one of my favorite parts of the game. Shut up, alright?
I'm gonna be a toaster by the end of this combat.
Thanks for being super cool with my PvP session, guys.
So, instead of getting 1 feat, do we get something else?
Yeah, because feats don't exist. You get a power and nothing else.
Aww. Hoping there's something else.
Why do you need a feat? You already have 2.
Are you gonna share your special thing? Ian?
Boo!
Oh, the 2 special things?
We saw the first one. You don't have to show us
The
second
footsteps
one.
of flame?
Yep.
That seems to be quite relevant for this fight.
You've seen that one, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is where Steel's like, don't make them suffer.
No, it's cool. It's a little thing. I had to make a bunch because like one of them is like, if the power you choose is Eldritch Blast, this is how it works differently, etc. Because there was a 1 for everybody, and I just I didn't have a chance to reveal it to everybody. Erie can tell people. It just fucking super buffs one of his at-wills.
Yeah.
Oh,
See,
nice.
This is fine, because this
let
counts
me-
as a gate, right? Like, we're all agreed?
This counts as a what?
This counts as his gate.
Yeah. I don't think we would have won, and we got super smashed. But also, oh hey, Partly modified. Becomes fire. Additional range of 5 squares. Oh, okay.
It's just
cool.
range, not size.
Yeah. No, you couldn't do that.
Oh, nice. Critical hit 3 times. Nice.
Yeah, that's cool.
So if it crit, it just has an extra chance to crit again.
Radiant damage seems kind of cool.
Oh, that's a really nice one especially for Scion, given the amount of at-wills you have.
Well, it's 1 at will.
Oh, I thought you had a couple.
No, I always have 3,
Yeah,
but
this
the powers
there's
only
a
modify
at
1.
will.
Yeah.
But
It's like an enchantment on it.
your
It's like an
at-will so
enchant on
much
your
can be
at will,
done.
basically, right?
Yeah, but it was a little bit different for everybody who would have succeeded.
Are those now dead, or are you gonna share?
Maybe when the campaign's over.
Okay.
That'd be torture.
Yeah, they're not significantly different. Same idea.
I didn't realize where Erie was in initiative when I moved back towards the group.
Yeah.
I read that wrong.
I just appreciate y'all taking the PvP thing so chill. I know it was a lot going on there, and you guys are so powerful as characters. It was going to be super volatile one way or the other, and I just appreciate everybody having that good team spirit.
I will make fun of Steel a little bit because he was worried that if I used the daily on everyone, it would make the fight super volatile. And then, like, we got fucked anyway.
Yeah, I'm reporting Team B for griefing.
Yeah.
I thought like it would. I was gonna just get blown up and be like, "See, guys, I'm not that overpowered. It's fine."
Yeah. Yeah,
Could have
100%.
happened. You don't have any reaction boosting to your AC, so hitting you for PCs is actually very doable. We just
Yeah, that's what I was thinking was gonna happen.
Yeah, because he targets reflex and I target will.
Yeah. In
I totally buy that
95% of the simulations that I ran where Wild did the fucking like high initiative, Erie died before he had a turn.
I think that probably would have happened. Well, maybe. Maybe.
The plan was we had to take down Erie for me to dominate Morgaine.
Oh, that reminds me, I was gonna do it afterwards, but we got sort of caught up with like talking about fucking more Vale because he's your favorite character, I guess. Benji, don't forget that I need like a description at the start of next game as well for like what physical change your character went through.
I need to update my sprite.
Yeah, man.
Oh, and Claire is the one who gets to do the recap. Like you'd asked for, Steel.
Yeah, man. I'm excited. I'm looking for some pictures.
Hype.
I feel like,
That one perception.
Oh.
yeah,
Really
No,
wish you
it's fine.
saved your reroll.
should have had shorter railings. I couldn't see over the side.
Fucking, like... I'm glad Steel didn't take you into another room to give that information. 'Cause
Yeah.
It made me want to die.
Yeah.
It's like only one piece you can know.
I tried to ask questions that I think people would have had. I don't know if I left any unanswered that people might have had.
I actually
God.
couldn't think of more at the time.
Yeah, I thought you did a good job.
No,
Like we got
pretty much everything.
the howl, the mantles.
I mean, he's also
The
still
statues.
around.
Yeah,
If
The
we
one
have another
question-
week.
the one question that I wanted to blurt out the entire time though was, if he pointed at the cosmos and was like, "Do you think they care?" One interesting question though there is, why did they care once when it came to tearing down Vale's first creation? Like, why did they care then?
You already know the answer. Something
It's a
happened
god.
to the god then.
Yeah,
Yeah,
our god got
yes.
stabbed.
Yeah, I know. Why were they there? Why did they care enough to be there? Does that make sense?
That's true. That's the one that I didn't get to see. It's sort of like that they were invited, but like, why
True.
did?
Yeah, maybe that's what it was. Maybe it was an invitation. I don't know. That
But-
was the only thing. Yeah.
But like,
It's
the
a-
gods don't don't.
Yeah, they
think
don't do
it's
that.
Veil. But like the one thing that intrigued me was the howl isn't the sin.
Yeah.
So whatever the gods are worried about hasn't happened yet.
I wonder if they're just worried about this dragon roaming free all the time. Certainly would be something. Or
My conspiracy theory is Vale is a god that thinks he's a dragon.
Let me see if this new power works then.
that would fit in the lore because he has deific powers, and it's always been assumed it's because a god believes in him. But it could be because he is a fallen deity. Possible. Did from the lore? I can't remember exactly. Was it that the island was on the back of something? That was very incredible?
The whole world appears to be on the back of some giant, like, winged manta ray style being.
Right, but not the island individually.
Which, by the way,
the island seems
one
to
of
be
my
the
guesses
heart, right?
we're on a turtle.
Well,
Yeah, it was. The island is smack dab in the center of its back.
that's why if you go deep down, once you get through the skin, you start getting to the fleshy bits.
The red,
depths.
right. It's a creature.
Okay, now does this work?
That means the old ancient civilization that the dust hunters offered to let us see and gave us a map of its location, the red depths, was built down there. That's pretty neat.
Yeah. The city of Dalquar that's been mentioned a couple times, which is where like Shireen and a lot of these people are from. They was that fucking giant pit that you guys went to in the car that built all the way down, and had you gone to the very, very bottom, you would have seen why they stopped.
We gotta go on a sand adventure.
Wait. Can I throw the world?
Oh God, don't no.
Gurren Lagann, here we go, baby!
And we all die.
It's okay, we're all insignificant anyway.
This
Nihilism wins.
Power overwhelming Eerie is just surging with power, and then the camera pans out and it's just a goldfish that jumps out of the water and then sort of dies suffocating.
I will throw our universe out of the pond onto
no.
the floor. It's okay, it can only move 10 squares. I don't think 10 squares is significant on a cosmic scale.
Are we the goldfish that the owner really doesn't care about but refuses to die?
Guys, all of this is less important than next level's Paragon Pass now.
Yeah!
Level 11.
We're right there. Which also means I'm excited for whatever Steel's big brain play to make us RP this out is, because I know they do it.
Sorry, does this count as Eerie's mantle?
It doesn't.
No. This is
No.
nowhere near strong as a man.
No, I was just saying that because why not?
No, there are still 3 Titans gates out there.
Yeah, and maybe a secret fourth.
Maybe a secret 4th.
That's what I totally saw flying around out there, isn't it?
Yeah, I've told you that one. There's a big chunk of these fucking
Just
never
out of reach.
flying off. Yeah,
Can
good
only
luck.
Can only one person go into the gate at a time? Or not time, sorry. Can only one use one and the gate gets used up, basically? Or
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
4 people remaining.
I know. Well,
Yeah.
no. 3 people remaining. Because
Technically,
Hyvius has the eye.
mine counts as a mantle, even though it didn't come from the same way.
Right.
Which thank
it is-
God.
It is powerful enough, and there was a Titan's Gate in the Feywild. But again, we're never gonna.
Yeah, that one's pretty much...
Eerie, did you not roll your legacy skull against one already, or was that Shay?
some of the... Oh, okay.
I think I'm the only one that's failed against the gate so far.
There was the one in the Feywild, there's one in the Bravelands, there's one flying in the sky. And then there's the one that the Bonds Mages destroyed, quote-unquote. which
Yes.
seems to not be true after our conversation with
Maestro.
what's
On
Maestro,
notes.
yeah.
Oh, Maestro, yeah.
Yeah, he's the one who kind of was like hint, nudge, nudge a little bit.
Let's work on this boss sprite.
Kyvius had his eye on the prize.
This boss sprite is from a little game you probably haven't heard of it called Terraria. I had a different one, but I saw this and I'm like,
Yeah.
cool, that's perfect.
It even has the little ads.
Yeah,
You
it's
think-
perfect.
Is Zamboni Jacuzzi just gonna watch from up there the whole time? Just having fun?
100%.
Alright, cool. Alright.
Yeah, he's 100% chill.
Appreciate him.
I
You
have
know,
a theory about this.
It would be
one, too.
unfortunate if this boss was resistant to radiant damage now, though.
And,
That seems mean.
that seems canon.
Yeah, would I do that for him?
Yeah.
Well, I think it could be fire or radiant damage. It can be either one. You can pick that. You know, you want to have it be fire damage. You can do that.
But fire is the most resistant.
Do you know anybody else who's gonna be resistant to fire in this campaign? I don't think so. You're going to the Northlands next.
Kyrios is resistant to fire.
Well, that didn't help him too much, did it?
Listen, if I would have argued lore for that damage, I would have still been alive. Just because
Yo, you're right.
bullshit. Like, this is an RP game.
How rude it was.
I
that
agree.
Skylar used his 2 dailies that still did a half damage on a miss to kill me.
Yeah, right.
Not fair. My whole thing is I can dodge. You don't get to say you still get hit. Fuck you, alright.
No, you got your shirt.
Also, can I point out? Everyone thinks Inner Inferno does fire damage. Do people understand what Inner means?
But you turn red, though.
Yeah, you get very hot.
That's okay. This fight is gonna nerf Morgaine, and I'm finally gonna kill him, guys.
Well,
in a
I have
cool,
a theory,
chill.
right?
You've
it has-
already
it's all
done
about-
that
Yeah.
in, like, the first 3 weeks of us being together.
It's okay,
You
this
did
boss
that.
flies.
Warren, don't you see? We've been practicing for this boss our entire lives. We just need to break weapons and throw it at him, and he'll give us magic items.
Oh, there you go.
Oh my god, you're right. I haven't gotten far enough in my Raven Queen diligence to have brought souls here, so, sorry.
No, but it's overflowing with souls. That's literally why we're here.
Oh yeah. Guess we throw a sword in there.
Yeah, I got like 2 weapons. I'll shatter them, and he'll be like, "Ho ho! I'll defeat you by repairing them." And I'll be like, "Thank you."
I also missed a little bit of Jacuzzi's... When he said they go to Blackness and then they're waiting for people like you, was he talking to me? Or I was a little confused on that line.
Kind of people that like the spirits would choose.
Got it. That Mantles would choose.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. That makes more sense.
No, thanks for having a fucking PvP furry adventure with me, guys.
Jesus Christ.
We learned everyone's secret persona. A lot of elephants.
We stacked team support. Well, no, Kydius doesn't really count as support.
He's a DPS.
It was like the